Alone in his room, a wild blue light surrounds Han Xiao, birthing a brand new creature. He checks his reflection and finally breathes a sigh of relief. Phew, glad I still look human. No weird extra limbs. Suddenly, a strange, beautiful mark appears right between his eyes. He is confused. What is this? But the second he touches the mark, it feels like he has tapped into a whole new source of power. Whoa. The sudden rush knocks his chair over, but now he's just floating in midair. His body feels light as a feather. Is this the true original form of a void prowler now? He remembers the system notification. A new racial trait called void travel. Sounds pretty sick, might as well give it a shot. He focuses on the main hall. Suddenly, Han Xiao's body starts glitching out and completely vanishing. The molecular reconstruction of void travel is absolutely insane. Holy crap, I just teleported to the hall instantly. He finally cannot help but shout out loud. For real, this talent is legendary. Now that the testing is over, what is the next move? Time to celebrate. This new race is way too strong. I am officially done with being a normal human. Okay, serious. Han Xiao is back in the building. I just pulled a skill upgrade card. Let's use it on Burning Will. The system immediately activates the skill upgrade card. Target level 10 Burning Will. Here we go. It is a mutation. You have learned a new skill. Level 1 gene release. Pure joy just washes over him. Oh man, I am so lucky. I actually hit that 20% chance. This is a top-tier skill, no doubt. The active effect costs 1,000 health with an 8.5-minute cooldown. But for the next 1.5 seconds, your attack power goes through the roof. Not to mention a 50% chance for double damage, 30% for triple, and a 20% chance to hit for 4 times the damage. As for the passive effect, it triggers automatically once your health drops below 20%. It bypasses that 18-minute cooldown entirely. The system notes that you now understand how to truly push past your physical limits. By crushing your own cellular vitality, you can unleash power far beyond your normal limits for a very short time. It will definitely wreck your body, though. Suddenly, the phone that has been sitting quiet in Han Xiao's pocket starts vibrating. Mercy's hologram pops up, looking totally stressed. Black Star. I need you. I finally found where my master is hiding. He made it to the Shattered Star Ring. Black Star. You have seen what he looks like now. Come help me track him down. He did not answer right away, just coolly asked when they were leaving. Her voice sounded desperate. The sooner the better. Once I get back to the Shattered Star Ring, I will let you know immediately. After all, we are in this for the long haul. Han Xiao followed up with a question. Fine. Where are the teachers? The other person rushed to answer. Someone said he was seen in Norios recently. Why don't you head over there and check things out before I get back? Out in the vast cosmos, among the glowing stardust, a mechanical voice echoed through the warship. Scanning. Destination in sight. Entering Norios airspace now. Buzz. Surface temperature is within normal limits. Buzz. Buzz. Philip, who was just chilling, suddenly blurted out the news. Target captured. Buzz. Han Xiao rushed over and snatched it away. Put that thing down right now. I have told you 1,000,000 times, Melos. Stop playing with my robots. Melos frowned and started complaining. Chill out, man. Is it not just some fancy artificial intelligence toy? What is the harm in letting me play with it for a second? Han Xiao just gave him a wicked smirk. A toy. Please. Philip, show this guy what you can really do. In less than half a second, the little golden bot transformed into a massive powerhouse just like Han Xiao promised. It is the ultimate fusion of virtual reality and the latest mechanical tech that I just finished inventing. Its body uses compression tech to pack in weapons modules. The combat power is absolutely insane. Melos could not help but scream in total shock. But wait, there's more. The long technical presentation kept going. Not only that, but it can control my entire mechanical legion and all my vehicles, using its massive processing power to calculate the best possible tactics for me in real time. At this point, shocked was an understatement for how Melos felt. He was completely blown away. Is it really that powerful? He snapped back, so stop treating it like a toy. At the Norios docks, a guard politely gestured for them to park their spaceship right over there. Have a nice trip, sir. Meanwhile, Arosia started looking around, clearly confused for some unknown reason. This place feels familiar, like I have been here before. The moment she spoke, the system instantly triggered an update, restarting the second round of the quest. Follow Arosia to locations from her past to help her recover memory fragments. Current progress is 1 out of who knows. Han Xiao watched closely and started speculating. It looks like Norios is one of the locations in Arosia memory fragments. She must have been here in another life at some point. We finally made it. It did not take long to get from the docks to the fortified buildings. As soon as he walked in, he said, "I'm here to buy some intel." Edison enthusiastically led the way. He took the chance to do some PR. Right this way, please. What kind of intelligence are you looking for today? Our organization has a massive intelligence network. From current events to deep secrets, we have got it all. Turns out Han Xiao had a drawing ready this whole time to make things much easier. I am looking for someone. Since the world of Star Ocean is high-tech, the quote and payment process went by super fast. Transfer of 100 credits successful. The deal was done, and they announced that the intel had already been sent over. They all crowded around to see. Melos was curious and started reading the info out loud. This guy arrived at Norios 38 days ago on an interstellar flight. He originally traveled here all the way from the ancient Star Desert region. He did nothing special in Norios, almost like he was just a tourist. He was last seen 16 days ago in South City number 8. That place and time rang a bell. 16 days ago, does that mean he is actually still here in Norios? He gave a sincere bow and answered. Look, we have our own people working inside the spaceport. Every registered identity is kept on file. He has not left Norios yet. He's likely still lying low somewhere in the city right now. Once everything was cleared up, Han Xiao gave a slight nod. Got it. But as he left the room, his mind was still racing. Is it really going to be this easy to find him? The guy is a prophet. Whatever. Let us just head over there first. Since the target was still in town, they just sat on the train playing cards. Your turn. Han Xiao made a move that left Melos totally confused. Yeah. Sylvia sat there with a smug look. Melos, do you even know what you're doing? Just lose already so I can play. Suddenly, a complete stranger walked up to Han Xiao and made a quiet request. Hello, would you mind if I sat down here? The guy sitting next to him started stuttering, looking totally awkward. Luckily, Han Xiao just answered with a single word. Whatever. After all, he was just a rank C superhuman. There was simply no way he could pull any reckless moves while standing right in front of me. Let us see what he is really up to. The train arrived safely at the station. Owen waved his hand as soon as he saw them. He spoke from the heart. Even though the trip was short, it was actually a really great time to just relax. Thanks for the company, everyone. Hopefully we will run into each other again. Even though he seemed friendly, Sylvia was still suspicious. Weird. He glanced back for a second and then focused on the mission. Forget about that guy. We have someone to find. The entire crew for this mission is jammed in front of the Prophet's gate, slamming that doorbell like crazy. Most is about to blow a fuse while Han Xiao just casually taps the buzzer one last time. Nobody's home, so screw it, we're going in. Trouble loves falling from the sky in this place. The second he spots it, he screams for everyone to move. They dive out of the way just as some mystery object slams into the dirt. Dust flies and the pavement shatters everywhere. There's definitely someone standing inside that cloud of dust. And honestly, he's kind of speechless. Once the smoke clears, he is face to face with these giant rock dudes. To be honest, Shinvi still has zero clue why we are even being attacked. The leader snaps back that someone paid them good money just to teach the whole group a lesson. Before he can finish, Han Xiao tells Philip to handle it. Do not go too hard, though. He ducks behind Philip's massive shifting body and starts trying to figure out who is behind this. These rock guys were probably hired by that prophet just to set up a little ambush for us. Looks like he knows he is being followed. While he is thinking, the fight kicks off. A burst of electronic rounds hits home, and with just one blast, the stone statue drops to its knees. Han Xiao uses the high ground, looking down with a totally killer gaze. Who is the mastermind behind this? Honestly, these rock guys are kind of a joke. Why would the prophet send these losers to ambush a professional like me? Is this a warning? The leader starts playing nice after getting crushed. Look, I do not know anything. He just told us to deal with you guys today. If we lost, we were supposed to give you a location and tell you to find a specific person. That guy knows where he is hiding. His partners suddenly start acting like they are just regular customers. Oh, right, he said to tell you that you guessed right. It is me. Do not think I do not know you are using my reputation. If you want to find me, play my game. Han Xiao is obviously super annoyed and just lets out a frustrated sigh. Damn that prophet, he is such a pain. Shinvi is still totally freaking out. What now? Are we really going to the place he told us about? It is not like we can just avoid it at this point, right? He sighs. It is the only way. He is the one calling the shots. Now we have got no choice. Meanwhile, in some secret spot in Norio City, number 4. 2 elite purebloods are busy talking after finally snatching their target. We have gathered all the intel we need. The traitor popped up at the same time in City 7's downtown Northwest City 6 and the City 4 train station. He can split into 5 clones, and we have already got one of them in our hands. Beej keeps sharing his theories. 3 other clones have been spotted, but 1 is still missing. That is probably the real body staying under the radar. The clones cannot wander too far from the original, or they will just vanish. We do not know the exact range, but it cannot be more than a single planet. That means he is still here in Norios. And who would have guessed the guy tied up is actually Owen from the ship? Hehe, you losers are never going to catch my real self. He just ignores that totally annoying, cocky little laugh. Captain Fasadi, the latest intel shows the clone in City 4 has boarded a train heading for City 8. It seems like the vice captain did not follow the instructions he was given. Fasadi turns around and says, I got it. Then he bows respectfully. Gentlemen, I have some brand new intel for you. These guys are none other than Anu and his master. The traitor's clone is on a train heading straight for City 8. Sean did not stick to the plan. Anu asks why, while Foz keeps his eyes glued to the comms. He ran into the Black Star mercenary group on the train. Owen was sitting at their table. Sean was not sure, so he did not risk making a move. After hearing the name, he just waves it off instead of getting mad. Sean made the right call. Black Star has the Dragon Emperor backing them, no need for extra trouble. Owen got lucky bumping into that group of mercenaries, but his luck is not going to last forever, so tell Sean to keep tracking his every move. Time flies by, and the scene shifts over to the Bay Eye bookstore. Han Xiao's crew marches in after a rough morning, hearing a quick welcome. He snatches a book from Shinvi's hand and gets straight to the point. I'm looking for a guy with some prophet powers. He should have left some kind of message here for me. The guy flashes a smile, but it is definitely not a friendly one. Let me introduce myself. You can just call me Yu Xuan. I am a teleportation mage. This bookstore is just a side hustle. My real business is running a portal service for people. As soon as Yu Xuan stops talking, he asks, so if you are a mage, did you teleport the guy I'm looking for somewhere else in Norios? He answers calmly, saying the guy wants to play a game with you. All you have to do is steal the Starfire heart, and then he will meet you. Philip quickly displays the info. The Starfire heart is a rare crystal ring that once sold for a massive 793 million INR, bought by the Rockefeller Group leader for his wife. Han Xiao speaks up slowly, saying he is really not interested in fulfilling such a ridiculous and crazy request. Where exactly did you teleport him to anyway? But the guy just gives him a flat-out no. I do not leak my client's information and do not even think about trying to bribe me. I've actually got professional principles. Suddenly, Melos flies and hands flying as he shouts his head off. Do not blame me when I have to beat you down. Not sure if this was the plan, but Yu Xuan opens the gate with a grin. Soft, tentacle-like vines swarm out, clearly trying to snatch him and pull him into the void. The whole thing takes just seconds. He simply vanishes into thin air amidst a wall of screams. Mouse Yu Xuan cuts in right on time. Just like he warned anyone looking for him without getting answers would start throwing threats my way. Lucky for me, I came prepared for this drama. Facing the danger, Han Xiao feels his blood boil and grinds his teeth hard. Teleportation magic is such a massive pain in the neck. Mo's had some bad luck, so first priority is getting him back safe. Things go sideways fast. The Merc Squad asks if they should jump in and fight, but Han Xiao shuts that idea down instantly. It is too crowded here. If a brawl starts, security will be all over us. Yu Xuan thinks he has got you cornered, but his teammates are actually right. So let us get out of here, he responds while rocking shiny new battle armor. Within seconds, Han Xiao is already zooming forward. The guy is still way too cocky about his powers. Honestly, it does not matter how many of you show up. You can't even touch me. Yu Xuan confidently works the portal, but instead of his enemy getting sucked away, his own neck is on the line. He stands firm in front of it and just hurls the guy. Yushin is not exactly a featherweight, but he gets tossed around like one. Han Xiao steps closer, looking totally dangerous. What was that you just said? You just go ahead, say it again. The guy starts stuttering, asking how he did it. Han Xiao does not waste any more breath on him. Let my teammate go and do not try anything cute, unless you want your brains painted across this bookstore. Meanwhile, Malo gets sucked in and suddenly shouts, hey, it is you. He starts getting all confused and suspicious. How are you here? Suddenly, everyone is looking at him instead. It looks like the captain already took care of that teleporting mage. Man, he is fast. With Yu Xuan defeated, Melos just casually strolls away with the other guy. By some weird magic, Wyssander gives a shy wave and an awkward smile. Oh, wow, long time no see. Han Xiao is totally shocked. Wyssander, what are you doing here? And why did you just pop out of a portal? He starts spilling his guts. Don't even get me started. Long Toe sent me here too. I actually got here a few days before the rest of you. I found this guy, but the second I looked away, I fell right into his trap. Now back to the real issue. Tell me, where exactly did you teleport my target? Terrified, he starts talking, trying to be helpful. Look, I honestly have no idea. He told me to use a random portal within the Norio's coordinates. Malosha just scratches his head, looking completely lost. So where are we supposed to look now? Are we really going to have to steal that ring? No way Han Xiao agrees to that. We do not need to let this guy lead us around. Mercy is almost here anyway. Once we give her this lead, our job is officially finished. Suddenly, Wyssander grabs his arm. Are we really just going to ignore the target? Won't Mercy get totally ticked off at us? A confident, winning smile spreads across his face. No need. If he is on Norios, once she gets here, scanning the whole planet only takes a few minutes. He is not getting away. Just like that over at the northern spaceport on Norios. 3 days later, an old lady slowly mutters, so naive. She, or rather he, is plotting. Did he really think I would be dumb enough to stay on this planet waiting for her? Do you really think I do not know how to run? From the second you got my info from the intel agency, the end was already decided. It really seems like the old man thinks he has got this in the bag. You tossed my name around recklessly, so I'm handing out a fair punishment. Oh, really? Suddenly a hand reaches out from nowhere. Han Xiao puts on a friendly grin. Good morning, Mr. Aesop. The old man starts sweating bullets. How on earth did you track me down here? His smile gets even wider. Great question. Then his face goes dark as he points and says, let me introduce you to my lucky charm. That answer is not convincing at all. You are saying you just got lucky Han Xiao keeps up that terrifying look of his? A prophet is not exactly all-powerful. You designed all these clues just to limit my choices so you could accurately predict every single move I was going to make. As long as I step outside of your little master plan, I can definitely pull the wool over your eyes. Aesop gives up and drops his disguise to talk. Man, I totally forgot that you are a little prophet yourself, kid. You won this round, but I really do not want to see her. Is there any way we can make a deal? He tilts his head, genuinely curious. Do you really hate the idea of seeing your own student that much? The old man tries to stall. I just want to live a life of total freedom. He gives him a cold stare and asks, if you do not want to see her, why did you even come back? Aesop is brutally honest, for the fun of it. The more she looks for me, the more I want to mess with her. He just sighs, what a stubborn old guy. Finally, Han Xiao speaks up. No can do. I owe Mercy a pretty big favor. Since she is the one who asked, I am going to get it done. He quick dials his phone, and her hologram suddenly pops up in front of them. Mercy scowls and starts venting immediately. Oh, master, I have missed you so much I could just die. She told him to wait because she was almost there. The call ended and Han Xiao happily started patting the old man on the back. Are you sure you do not want to reconsider, forget the nonsense, and just be a good boy? He was clearly looking for some drama. The wait did not actually take long. At the North Norio spaceport, right at that moment, Dragon Throne Mercy looked proud in her brand new outfit. Everyone in the crowd cheered for the Dragon Throne, but her visit was for one reason only. Do you not have something to say to me? Aesop helplessly admitted his guilt. Fine. I should have come back to see you sooner instead of hiding. Let's not just stand here while everyone is staring at us. Let's get moving. Before leaving, she turned and gave a sincere thank you. Han Xiao just grinned and waved it off. It was no big deal. Suddenly, she gave his shoulder a friendly pat. No, I definitely owe you one. The ship Mercy used to land started up again. He looked down from above and sighed. You have a solid officer there. He is definitely worth trusting. She looked confused and asked him, you are talking about Black Star. She nodded in approval. He really is the real deal. Did you not meet him before? He even asked him to pass a message to me? I guess the old man finally gave in. I am getting old. I almost forgot about that. Once they had flown far away, Mello suddenly brought up a question. Black Star is all finished up here, so where are we heading next? Han Xiao had it all planned out. We will rest in Norios and leave tomorrow. Do you want to come with Sander? Did not hesitate to agree. I am in no rush. Plus, it is pretty cramped on Dragon Throne. Looks like I will be bothering you for a little while. Suddenly, he froze, watching a group of people walk out. Han Xiao was confused. Why are those Ghidorah people here? What are they up to? He recognized the leader. That was Nagoken, a grade A super from Ghidorah. They only send him out when the mission is seriously high stakes. Suddenly, Owen popped into his head. Could this have something to do with that guy? Seeing him made him think of the game's original ending. If version 2.0 is 2 years off, then Nagoken is going to get crippled this year. Thinking that he decided to risk it and block their way, Nagoken looked serious and asked coldly, Who are you? Get out of my way. Han Xiao stayed calm and replied, Black Star. He rubbed his chin and gave a slow nod. Black Star. I've definitely heard of you. You and those mercenaries captured the Dark Star mothership. Well done. But why are you blocking us? The real reason was way too weird, so he decided to dodge it. I just wanted to say hi and see if you guys needed any help. He turned away and kept walking, ignoring him completely. We do not need your help. We are in a rush, so we are leaving now. Han Xiao was frustrated. Damn, I cannot seem to trigger this mission. A mission that requires a calamity-grade fighter must be dangerous. Even so, he quickly figured out a way to handle it. Looking at the character card in his hand, he grinned. With this, I might just be able to sneak my way in. Her power is called the Dragon Gaze Field. It allows her to compress solids, liquids, and gases within a specific range. When used on a target, it leaves them completely frozen. Every 100 points of the target's strength reduces the duration by 1 second. The base duration is 18 seconds, and I have not used it yet. Regardless, what will be, in the outskirts of City 4. Over in Norios, the aide rushed to report. Intel from Owen says that the enemy forces are currently hidden inside. Commander Nagoken gave a sharp order. First, we need to completely wipe out the enemy base. Then we deal with the Dark Star members operating on the outside. Right now, the enemy has no idea we are even here. As the words stop, he throws a punch fueled by pure battle lust. We have the intel advantage. Move out with me. That is just one punch from an A-rank super being. A massive shockwave suddenly ripples out and explodes. The target base gate is instantly reduced to rubble. He takes point like a total boss leading the charge. The Dark Star punks caught in the blast can only cough in shock. Out of professional courtesy, Nagoken finally speaks up. I am Nagoken of the Ghidorah War Bureau. You are surrounded. Drop your weapons and surrender, or I am dragging you to prison. Voss lets out a dark laugh. Scared of what looks like we baited you good. Every word out of his mouth drips with bad vibes. Take a look around, buddy. See for yourself who is really the one getting surrounded here. Above them, Anu and Az are clearly flexing their insane powers. Nagoken is stunned, eyes wide in total disbelief. 2 A-rank supers here? How is that even possible? How is? The intel was trash. The 2 Ghidorah recruits following him turn pale, their will to fight completely evaporating. We are toast, we are dead meat today. But that is not his style. His A-rank energy flares up again. Nagoken refuses to let these Dark Star thugs walk all over him. If we go down swinging. The battle is way out there, but the impact is so massive, the news is already breaking. Live from Norio's. 10 minutes ago, the west side of City 4 was trashed. 3 plazas are totally gone. The security bureau is already on the move. Here's the footage from the scene. The noise outside seems to fade as Han Xiao stares at the screen, with Melos standing right there. No wonder the ground was shaking earlier. I seriously thought we were having an earthquake or something. Connecting the dots from the lobby earlier, he realizes what is up. Only A ranks could cause this much carnage so fast. Looks like 2 A-rank powerhouses are going at it. Suddenly, the device in his hand catches a signal. A holographic Nagoken appears battered and out of breath. Black Star. I need your help, please. Han Xiao's face goes dead serious. Nagoken, things are looking bad, so give me the short version. I am on Norio's to extract a Dark Star defector named Owen. But Dark Star sent a whole hit squad after him. They have 2 A-rank supers, and I walked right into a trap. Han Xiao fires back with a question. Who are these guys? He has no clue how heavy the next bit of info will be. I'm not exactly sure. One can turn his body into dust. The other transforms into some weird flying creature. He controls the air and moves at insane speeds. Nagoken might be clueless, but Han Xiao knows exactly who they are. He has even scrapped with them before. He actually broke through to A rank. The other guy must be the Wind Demon. Anu. Facing this threat, he shakes his head at his Ghidorah versus Dark Star business. Versus Dark Star. Taking on 2 A ranks is suicide, but there might be a smarter way to play this. But your mission is not exactly to kill them both, right? If the goal is keeping Owen alive until your Ghidorah reinforcements arrive, just buy some time. I can definitely try to help you out with that. Han Xiao's agreement makes Nagoken light up. He knew he picked the right guy for the job. At the same time, the interface pops up with Nagoken's request, confirming you have officially joined the mission. Objective 1 is to hide Owen until the Ghidorah reinforcements show up. Objective 2 is to wipe out the entire Dark Star hit squad. Hit either target and the mission is a win. Fail state is simple. If Owen or Nagoken dies, it is game over. Success nets you 5.8 million experience and 24,000 reputation with the Ghidorah faction, plus huge rapport boosts with Owen and Nagoken. He weighs his options. With 2 ways to win, buying time seems like the safest bet for now. Han Xiao rubs his chin and nods. Let me see if I can find us some extra muscle. He tells Melos to put out a call through the Mercenary League to everyone in the Norio's area. We are looking for every mercenary in the nearby area. If they can get here right now, we are hiring everyone we can. Melos agrees and asks whose name they should put on the contract. Nagoken Ghidorah Han Xiao just shakes his head. Their names do not carry much weight. He smiles, his eyes reflecting the glow of the Wonderstone. Use my name. Suddenly, every mercenary who meets the requirement starts gathering, buzzing with all sorts of crazy excitement. Black Star is totally legit. This looks like a major contract. It is my first time working with them, and their professional crew is solid. For years, Black Star has worked with the top tiers and never burned a teammate. Their reputation is gold. A sudden clap cuts through the noise. Quiet down. Han Xiao stands tall and drops a heavy line. We are all mercs, so I am not going to waste your time with a long speech. I have a contract to back up Ghidorah and protect someone from a Dark Star hit squad. I'm looking for muscle, and the payout is massive. But our enemies are 2 rank A superhumans. Some guys heard the level and immediately hightailed it. You really got the guts to take a contract against 2 rank A's. In a heartbeat, they vanished. Most were shouting on the way out, telling me, if I want to die, don't drag them down too. He slowly lights a smoke, totally chill. Our job isn't to go toe-to-toe with the enemy, but don't get it twisted. There's still a real danger. If you're not down for this, feel free to walk out that door right now. Stick around and finish the job, and we'll sign a real partnership. You'll get a direct cut of all our future mercenary resources and connections. Kosi just bailed, waving us off and saying the cash is tempting, but staying alive is more important. Sorry, but I am out. As for the ones staying, we've got little Philip holding it down, plus 3 mercenary teams and 17 solo soldiers. That includes 4 rank B supers, and the rest are rank A, which is way better than I expected. Once the invites are out, it's time to fire everyone up. You handled that perfectly. Thanks for sticking it out, everyone. From here on, we're brothers in arms fighting side by side. At some mystery office on the outskirts of the city, Anu's laughing at the latest news. Get Rora hired a bunch of mercenaries for backup. What's that going to do? They're nothing but small-time losers. Ace is sitting there losing his cool. It's that Black Star guy again. This time he's totally finished. He makes the call before things spiral out of control. We can't let these hired guns survive. They've got to go. I do not want any more accidents happening. Carrying months of buried resentment, she stood up and decisively asked for permission to step in. Let me handle this. With my power, I will crush those losers in under 60 seconds. Once I'm done cleaning house, I will come find you. Luckily, the Ghidorah squad is safe, sneaking through an abandoned bus station to escape. Nagoken looked around confused and asked, where exactly is your main body? Your true self would be a lot safer under our protection until those reinforcements finally show up. And just escape that total dumpster fire and promise my real body is safe for now. As long as this clone does not get dragged to Dark Star, they cannot track my main body through it. So just focus on keeping this version of me safe, and we are golden. He tried to hold back in confusion, but suddenly a powerful tornado materialized right before their eyes. You guys are not going anywhere. Staring into those cold, sharp eyes, he realized that one Black Star guy was actually right. They really did split up to cover more ground. At the same time, Han Xiao is moving fast, getting everything ready at the mercenary base just like he planned. All the pieces are finally falling into place. He gave a friendly little wave. Nice work, everyone, back off. Do not come near this spot for any reason. Suddenly, his comms device buzzed with an urgent message from Nagoken. Only one guy over here, so stay sharp. Han Xiao went dead serious, his voice dropping low as he muttered, so they're almost here. Turns out the person Han Xiao is about to face is a familiar face. As he walked in, he looked around totally confused. Did everyone seriously bail on the base to go with the Ghidorah crew? Since he could not find a single soul, he decided to just turn around. Looks like I came here for nothing. I will just go find Anu. But right then, a voice rang out accompanied by a blinding flash of light. Not so fast, I have been waiting for you. His old rival and first big headache finally showed his face looking for a fight. He froze. That voice sounded way too familiar. When he saw him on the massive screen, he was totally stunned and blurted out a name. Black Star, Han Xiao, did not waste any time and started his speech. This is the nickname Dark Star gave you, right? Dark Star has been using you as a weapon since you were just a little kid, but now you are just a useful tool to them. Having fought so many wars and faced this talk before, he was not buying any of it. Save the cheap trash talk for someone else. All the other mercenaries are gone, so why are you still hanging around here? The door finally opened, and I have been waiting for you. He thought it was hilarious. Waiting for me? You really think you can stop me alone? He could not see Erosia hovering there, but Han Xiao admitted it straight up. It is not just me. His old anger boiled over instantly. He yelled, "You really do not know your place, do you?" He launched a carbon-controlling attack with a cocky smirk, saying, honestly, taking you out might actually be a good time. This finally fulfills a little dream of mine. Once you're dead, I will still have plenty of time to go help the others. Too bad for him? Han Xiao also has some decomposition powers of his own. Seeing him standing there completely fine, the guy was totally floored. Wow, you actually blocked my carbon decay. I guess that explains why you were brave enough to challenge me in the first place. Looks like you came prepared. But this time Han Xiao made sure he had the edge by calling in every single machine he ever built. A whole pack of animal-shaped robots zoomed forward on command, all of them aiming directly for his head. He immediately grabbed the carbon around him to form a solid shield. Snap. Han Xiao kept poking the bear, saying, "Oh, a sand shield. That is a cheap move." Seeing how strong it was, the guy acted smug. Even if you set traps and are immune to my carbon decay with the power I have right now, you're still finished. Your fate is sealed. Then he released a massive shockwave that sent the entire robot army flying back in a total defeat. His mechanical systems flared with warnings. This power was creepy. In just a blink, it had already shredded through his robot beast armor. Asan took the opening to strike, yelling, "Don't get distracted in a fight." Instantly, electromagnetic energy swirled around to protect Han Xiao from the blow. He grit his teeth and focused. Even though I'm tough as nails, I cannot get sloppy now. I really do not want my soft body taking a hit from that kind of power. I have to be careful. He hit the space button and instantly suited up in his Void Dragon armor. How could he not notice this armor was way different from the last one? He had clearly upgraded his gear again. He was way too confident in that invincible orb he created. But honestly, so what? That is not going to save him. He is not going to break through my defense. Meanwhile, Erosia had already snuck up and was busy tearing his structure apart. In an instant, a massive internal conflict erupted, shredding him from the inside out. She teleported back, cheering that the mission was officially a success. Still, he is a super A rank for a reason. He actually managed to stay on his feet. I thought Nagoken was the only powerhouse, but now this Black Star guy shows up. Honestly, this might actually be a perfect opportunity. The enemy split their forces, and now Black Star is risking it all to stop me with zero backup. This is the best chance I will ever get to take out a high-level threat. The second he stands back up, those flying bots are toast. Asin-nin is betting that once he shrinks the territory, his opponent will finally tap out. Your tech is mostly frozen, and I'm going to peel that mech suit off of you sooner or later, so just get ready for it. Let us see what tricks you have got then. Sparks start flying from Han Xiao, his mechanical hand modules. You want more tricks? Fine, why don't you use your own body to feel this one for a second? It looks like that fake gas move actually boosted his weapons, making them way more agile. He keeps destroying everything Han Xiao throws at him. So what if you can repair them? All I need to do is freeze your tech one more time. You cannot keep repairing this junk forever, can you? He planned for everything except this final move. The ace is starting to sweat now, cold beads rolling down his face as he panics. He wraps his carbon particles inside his own shield. Now he has to break the shield just to control those particles. That is not just a waste of time, it is a massive distraction that will totally mess up his flow. Pushed to the edge, things are looking bad. He grunts and lets out a laugh, summoning all his power for one final stand. This terrain is trash for me. I need to get out and then regroup. But Han Xiao is not letting him move. His mech suit rockets forward like a missile. The mercenary base they just set up is about to get rocked by one hell of a massive shockwave. Real shock comes next when they both get blasted out. You are insane. You just blew up your own base. Facing that rage, Han Xiao just shrugs. Look, I respect disaster-class powerhouses, so I buried a ton of explosives. Besides, a massive explosion is just pure art, do not you think so? How could he have possibly seen that coming? Suddenly the lights go out and everything goes dark. He's beyond confused. Why can't I see anything anymore? Just like when he used carbon molecules for defense, he cannot find the enemy's position now. Best to hunker down, defend first, and then scan the area for movement. Heavy weapons start closing in, but luckily he blocks them all just in time. He is on high alert, but nothing is hitting the target. Then it hits him. This is bad, really bad. He just used the dried wolf card to shift and warp time itself. For those who do not know, the Sprout Leader has a shield break skill. Every hit for the next 8 seconds deals critical armor-piercing damage. Plus, the target takes a 24% defense debuff for 5 minutes. Mission accomplished. A massive explosion rips through the sky as he drains his suit, his power ignoring Philip, his frantic warnings to stop. Energy at 42%, now 26%. Power is gone. He flips the script. You are out of juice. Just wait until I drag you out of that shell and turn you into literal ground beef. Han Xiao is not stopping, though. He finally has an opening for a backstab. No time to save energy now? Right then he calls out to her. Erosia. Static hum continues. Energy is 327%. Current load is way too high. Release the excess energy now. Han Xiao just smiles. I have got plenty of power. Ready for another brain-rattling shock. Using just one move with the power she gave him, he is able to land a massive chain of hits. They all slam hard into the ground. He jumps up, rubbing his hip and groaning. Ouch. My bones are definitely broken. I lost over 4,000 health points. That fall sucked. Then he turns to her. You doing okay? Suddenly something huge blocks out the sun. You have got to be kidding me. A giant snake named Dark Star is just chilling right above his head. This guy just will not die, will he? Han Xiao takes a breath and then screams. After checking this guy's face, Han Xiao realizes he is absolutely fuming. His attention is locked on me. I just need to hold him here until Nagoken finishes the job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, run. That sudden pivot makes the other guy's blood boil. You're not getting away. Han Xiao just thinks to himself. Running, please. This is what we call a strategic retreat, buddy. Sun is out and time is flying by in a total blur. He dodges every single attack thrown his way. Right then, Nagoken checks in. Black Star Owen, his clone, is finally safe. Copy that. Han Xiao stops running, making the other guy jump. Finally done running away, are you? That old guy actually has some heart. Black Star, hang in there. We're coming back to back you up. He has got the upper hand, and he is going to flex it. My team just beat Anu, so they are on their way to back me up right now. That Rank-A-Guard the Norio's financial group invited is not going to let you act out. If you want to keep playing, then I am definitely all in. The other guy realizes he is in a bad spot. Fighting any longer is just a waste of time. He cannot kill Black Star, and now he's about to get surrounded. Getting beat up and having to retreat without getting anything back is total trash. The giant snake finally pulls him away, but he leaves a message. I slept on you this time. Next time I don't care how good you are. No matter if you're using high-tech gear or you're barely breathing, I won't ever let my guard down around you ever again. Seeing Jingya finally back down, Han Xiao collapsed onto the ground and breathed a sigh of relief. Safe at last. Because of the heavy destruction, everyone had to pack up and move bases. He just straight up asked him, I have always had one big question. Owen, what was the real reason you decided to turn your back and betray Dark Star? His mind was spinning with theories. After all, he had zero data on this guy from any of his past life memories. Owen was honest about everything. Betrayal. I do not see it that way. I am a Ghidoran. This is not a betrayal. It is just choosing the light over the darkness. Just because I joined Dark Star once doesn't mean I have to stay a member for my entire life. He just kept hitting him with one question after another. Why join Ghidorah then? He dropped a truth bomb hybrids only win if Dark Star gets wiped out. Han Xiao was floored. Wait, didn't Dark Star claim to be fighting for all the hybrids? He just shook his head hard. Dark Star constantly feeds their people a diet of pure hate painting Ghidorah as these evil monsters who want to slaughter every single hybrid in existence. The actual reality of how Ghidorah operates has been completely blocked. Honestly, the real world has so much more depth than some generic battle royale game could ever hope to have. The Ghidoran government isn't biased at all. They have always pushed for peaceful policies and worked hard to protect the rights and interests of every average hybrid citizen in the nation. They only care about taking down Dark Star. Nagoki sat there and nodded in agreement. He just casually dropped a suggestion and waited, but Owen got all flustered and scrambled to give him an answer right away. Fine. But the way purebloods look down on hybrids is an old tradition that is baked into their very souls. It is a mindset built over hundreds of years, and the existence of Dark Star only triggers more ethnic conflict, making the purebloods reject and push us hybrids away even more than before. His story gradually started to match all the moves they had been making lately. Dark Star's behavior really shows they have zero limits. They aren't just failing to improve life for hybrids, they are actually making things way worse, pushing the daily lives of every hybrid person into a state of total and absolute chaos. More hybrids are turning on them. Wiping out Dark Star is the only thing that matters now. This righteous path they were on actually left him speechless for a minute. Your goals are noble, but he shrugged. Praise or not, I'm not talking until I'm totally safe. He didn't ask for anything back. Save that for the Ghidorans. My job was just the rescue. Suddenly a massive crash echoed right behind Han Xiao. Once he realized what was happening, he started shouting at the top of his lungs. Arosia helped her up. What's wrong? She shook and described a weird feeling. A voice in my head is calling my name. It feels like it's getting closer. I know where it is. Then they both approached an airport in Norios. He stared at the massive gate. Is the thing calling her really inside this warehouse? It definitely seems like some kind of living creature, he thought while quickly weighing his options. While Owen's crew regrouped, he'd handle Arosia's mission first. Macon took the lead and checked in. You know who's inside? It's been 3 days and they haven't come out or paid a dime. But that's a high-tier Federation scout ship from the Norios group. We can't just go kicking out the captain of a high-end spaceship like that. So Han Xiao came to a final conclusion. It looked like these guys were heavy hitters, and they came here for the sole purpose of finding Arosia. While Arosia finished the deal, the guy squinted and bowed, happy to get paid for the debt. As the massive steel doors began to open, she said, "We are diving into the tiger's den today." Both of them stepped inside and started looking around. Han Xiao was totally stunned. Is this a blacklight stealth ship? It is crazy expensive and the performance is top tier, basically like finding a legendary orange-grade item for ships of this class. Arosia grew thoughtful as she reached out to touch the transparent sphere. This ship feels so familiar to me, like I've actually lived here for a long time. Cold machine voices rang out. Authorization activated. Welcome back. Captain, a beam of light suddenly formed into a person in midair. I finally found you. It was an old comrade, but she didn't remember a single thing about him. You know me? Who even are you? The figure hovered around and started explaining, proving that his hunch was actually right. There is a glitch in your memory circuit. I have to fix the code. He rubbed his chin and looked suspicious. Is your name Jasa Vazda? Asked him with a confused look. And how do you know my name? Did she tell you Han Xiao just gave a fake smile? Take a guess. The truth was his quest notification totally spoiled the secret for him already. It listed the first round of the mission regarding Arosia that he completed, awarding him 520 experience points and increasing his reputation points with Zazda by 5 through a random bonus. Realizing how much help he'd been given, the little guy bowed like his life depended on it. If you hadn't recharged her energy, my sensors never would have found her trail. Seriously, thanks for that. You saved her life. Still, Han Xiao was dying to know what this thing was. Another energy life form, Jazda, glowing bright enough to blind someone, set the record straight. Nah, I am an AI life form. Han Xiao's eyes widened. An AI? So you're like the brain of this whole ship then? But the little guy shook his head. Being an AI life form isn't just about being some computer system. We're an actual species. The ship is just a ride I'm borrowing to cruise around the physical world for a bit. Han Xiao connected the dots fast. So Arosia is an AI life form too, but she's got a physical body and superpowers. The creature nodded, looking pretty stoked. We've been upgrading our code together since we were basically kids. She's everything to me. Like seriously important. But he wasn't done talking yet. I appreciate you looking after her truly, but the thing is, we've got a massive mission to finish. Han Xiao's chill expression turned into pure salt when he heard the next part. So I'm taking her with me. Hope you get it. Only 3 words were bouncing around Han Xiao's brain: he's stealing her. Even those 2 digital life forms could feel the dude's massive anger. You're joking, right? I worked so hard to train Erosia into my most reliable officer. Now this guy thinks he can just swoop in and steal her? No guilt at all as being childhood friends, really? That big of a deal? Forget that. This is my destiny we're talking about. Han Xiao didn't waste a second and grabbed Erosia's hand tight. Look, you need to actually ask Erosia. Don't go making big life choices for her like that. Feeling safe behind him, she finally spoke up. All I know is that Black Star saved me. I'm not going anywhere with you. The little guy had no choice but to back down. Fine. I'll just stick by your side until your memory comes back. Han Xiao flashed a huge, smug grin. Why? Because she had total amnesia. Right now, her only memories are of me. She won't pick some stranger. I'm basically playing this game on God mode. But then, Han Xiao had a weird realization. Wait, do I sound like some sketchy neighbor trying to steal someone's girl? This feels kind of wrong. He shook the thought away and put on a serious face. Hold on, don't get too excited yet. I haven't said yes. I haven't even let you stay yet. Give me your full backstory first. If you're honest, maybe I can actually give you a hand. The creature scratched its head and started thinking back. This goes way, way back. After a minute, he was shaking with rage, clenching his tiny fists and gritting his teeth. Long story short, I'm staying with Erosia so we can liberate our enslaved people from those monsters. And then we take down that evil Super A-class mechanic. The crazy part, Han Xiao knew that specific villain. He was a legendary, world-famous absolute monster. He was the top-tier mentor for every mechanic player in my past life. Plus, he was a massive player in the main storyline for the Superpower Calamity expansion coming later on. Looking at sweet Erosia and Jazda obsessing over killing a tyrant, Han Xiao wanted to scream. What are the odds of this crazy coincidence? I can't believe I'm already tangled up in the late-game main quest. Who did I actually drag home with me? Version 2.0 hasn't even started yet. Can't a guy just play in peace? After explaining everything, the little guy looked totally determined. I don't care if you help us or not. I'm staying right here until she remembers who she is. For a guy aiming for the top, Han Xiao was thinking. He realized something big. If Jazda stuck around, that meant they could use this blacklight stealth ship for themselves for a while. Score. Before they could even catch their breath, Mellos called in. Black Star, we've got a massive problem on our hands. Dark Star found Owen's real body. It's bad. The situation was critical, so Han Xiao barked back, I'm on my way. Once he got back to the new base, Han Xiao lit up a smoke. I already have a pretty good idea of what went down. Knowing Dark Star, they're going to execute the real body immediately. Han Xiao didn't appreciate being lied to. You really should have told us the truth sooner. So you're the real one. They just killed a clone. Owen turned white as a sheet and hung his head in shame. I'm sorry, I was just terrified of getting caught. He looked like his world was ending. Dark Star saw right through my little game. They're definitely coming here to finish me off. I'm counting on you guys to protect me. Please help me out. Having been through countless battles, Han Xiao tapped the table and laid out the plan. We need to split our forces into 2 teams. Nagokin and the rest of us will stay back here to stall the enemy troops. Meanwhile, Erosia will take Owen to find the teleport mage. He'll get you to the harbor fast so Jazda can fly Owen off Norios. Seeing they were still in shock, Han Xiao started barking orders to get everyone moving immediately. What are you just standing there for? The enemy isn't going to wait around for us. Let's move now. While everyone was getting ready, Han Xiao took a moment to look around and think things through very carefully. Besides a news ground team, there's definitely a massive Dark Star fleet hiding in orbit. I never heard Owen's name in my past life, so he must have died here. He definitely bit the dust in this spot. But now I've got Jazda's blacklight stealth ship. We can ditch that Dark Star fleet in a heartbeat. The quest system still shows the S-Rank mission tied to the bloodline. I have a mission completion card, but it only nets the lowest reward for such a high-tier quest. Gotta grind for a better rating. Burning that card now is a total waste, plus I might need it if things go south. Checking the stats, we only got 1 A-rank Nagokin, the other side. They're packing Anu and AS. Even if I jump in, taking on 2 Calamity-grade threats is way past our limits. Splitting up isn't random. The only move is to slice the battlefield and divide and conquer. So we leaked that Owen is bailing. That should force Dark Star to split their squad. One side handles us, the other chases Owen. That splits the danger in 2. Han Xiao makes his move. It is time to gamble. Noise erupts outside and they rush out to meet 2 uninvited guests. Nagokin mutters they got here fast and they came prepared. He looks totally confident. Past losses just made AS more bloodthirsty. Attack smoke explodes mid-street, sending civilians running for cover. No way. Again, can you guys stop trashing the place? AS is on the job with his master. He spots the target and points. I see you. The traitor is bailing in a ship. Han Xiao yells for them to stop, while Nagokin, already prepared for the encounter, blasts off into the sky at high speed. As the 2 geezers go at it for thousands of rounds, he hits the dirt, teeth clenched. You again. He picks his nose and gives a lazy wave. If it isn't my old buddy Ember, wanna go? Anu sees right through the plot. They're trying to stop us from hunting the traitor. I will handle them. Go after him. He ignores Han Xiao on command. Lucky for you, you're not dying by my hand today. AS turns away, missing that glowing smile. Owen grits his teeth and floored it. AS is closing in. Erosia sits there totally chill. Black Star let AS go to stall the faster Anu. We got time. But things are way worse than she is making them sound. He panics and starts rambling. We can reach the teleport stone in 15 minutes, but AS is right on our tail. If we do not make it, we are dead. Erosia sets him straight. Not us, just you. I am an AI life form and I can just respawn. The guy is speechless. Gee, thanks for the reminder. Meanwhile, Han Xiao is barely dodging every hit. Anu has a terrifying power like a drill shredding everything in his path. He is gripping his eagle but cannot land a shot. The guy is fast and goes invisible. Impossible to hit. Nagoken cannot keep up with him in the air. High power does not matter if you keep missing your target every time. He's busy with Nagoken but still has time to eyeball Han Xiao. Is that Black Star? My pathetic student could not get the job done. Fine. I guess I will just have to finish you off myself. Suddenly he spots a thin barrier spreading out. It is centered on a skyscraper and covering the city. Anu knows that is the city-wide shield from Norio's Financial. Nagoken lands wondering if they are helping Dark Star. Han Xiao is not buying it. The corporation trapped us in here because they do not care about the fight. They just want to be safe from danger. The shield forms a massive cage right around them. He frowns. Area is locked down. Looks like big trouble. Once Owen is dead, we are going to bail out immediately. Anu is going for a quick kill. His arms morphing into sharp scythes while his back sprouts those weird mechanical tubes for the final showdown. The moment he lets out a scream, his beast form finally takes shape, eyes cold as a massive storm erupts from his back to crush his enemies into the dirt. Tentacles thrash the area. Sylvia hides behind a thick wall, wondering what is going on. How his master Little Philip explains that the storm is hitting, saying that the master told him to keep you safe and hidden. Beep boop. The entire Ghidorah army is fighting off Dark Star minions in the middle of a massive and dangerous storm. Han Xiao jumps into the eye of the storm and keeps firing back. With the lockdown active, Anu is going all out. They stand back to back, holding their ground. Once the storm reaches its peak, everything trapped inside this protective shield is going to be completely destroyed. Does he think his own crew is disposable? He does not care and just offers a solution. I can pin him down for maybe 10 seconds. This is our only shot at taking him out. Nagoken is stunned. You can actually control Anu. Han Xiao just says, look, just trust me. He decided to trust him. Fine. As soon as the crew warped away, he grabbed the deadly attention. Anu looked totally freakish and snapped. Black Star, what are you doing? But what happened next blew his mind. No surprise here. He used a character card to trigger the Dragon Gaze force field right on time. The system finished its power check. The enemy was frozen solid, stunned for exactly 14 seconds. Anu was panicking for real now. How is he using the Dragon Seat power? I cannot even move. Nagoken closed the gap instantly. One lightning punch later, the dude was buried deep in the pavement. That massive impact rattled Sinvi and Philip. Mello stopped mid-fight just to stare at the chaos. Faring finally quit the brawl and smirked. So the Black Star side actually finished him off. Anu got flattened by a massive energy wave and spat blood. Han Xiao leaned in to hear his final words. I never thought I would lose here. Those were the last words the guy ever spoke. He mumbled something about Dark Star before the scythe swung. Time to steal that last hit. The system was lightning fast. Confirmed. Anu, level 173 dead. 24 million experience points earned. Level gap bonus gave 280%. Damage up 13%. Mission complete. He scored an Anu character card and roughly 27 million more experience. Plus his Ghidorah rep hit 2,340. The payout numbers were insane. Han Xiao could not stop grinning at the massive rewards list. A real Class A powerhouse down for the count. Seriously, thank God for Nagoken. That is one massive Class A objective checked off the list. This Ghidorah mission is a total goldmine. Just look at the crew celebrate. A disaster class superior is toast. The Dark Star brass is going to be absolutely livid. I am definitely in their crosshairs now, making things way more dangerous. But version 2.0 is going to trigger a massive conflict regardless. We're safe for now. Wonder how things are going on Owen's side of the map. Right as Han Xiao was planning his next move, Erosia called in. Teleportation was a success. Owen is safe. Han Xiao's smile widened. She gave him the full report from the scene. I told the teleporter exactly what you said and he agreed fast. Your blatant threat worked like a charm. He did not want you coming back. Han Xiao broke a sweat. Oh, wow. So that actually worked. He was caught up chatting, but escaping the authorities is never a walk in the park. The guys outside the shield saw everything. No way. No freaking way. The observer was losing his mind. Total shock written on his face. Anu is dead. With him gone, the power balance shifted straight toward the Ghidorah side. Nagoken wasted no time cleaning up the rest of the Dark Star thugs inside the shield. The Norio's group did not want to see any more high-level brawling. They waited until the very last second to drop the protective shield. The loser had to retreat in total shame after his bosses ordered a full mission cancellation. The battle is over, but the fallout is just getting started. Han Xiao and Nagokin teamed up once again. The combat was over, but now they had to face the heat from the Norio's group. The leader stepped up immediately. Look at the mess you guys made on my planet. He started venting like a machine gun. Nagokin from the Ghidorah Bureau and Black Star from Floating Dragon's elite squad. My team is totaling the damages. Once we have a number, we are going to have a talk. Nagokin stood tall. Ghidorah will cover every cent of your losses, sir. I hired Black Star myself, so we will cover his share. Ghidorah has always looked out for its friends and allies. The guy reached out, relax. I do not want his money, Black Star. Give my best to Ames. Talk about a plot twist. Han Xiao smiled. Are you the big investor behind Floating Dragon? You are way tougher than the rumors suggest. Everyone knows Floating Dragon finally has officers who can actually handle their business alone. I am happy with this investment. Since they were bonding, Han Xiao decided to ask. Lord Rockface. I actually have a small favor to ask. I'm hoping we can meet privately to discuss the details. Rockface nodded. Fine, I will give you my personal contact info. Once things settled down, they met in his private office 3 days later. Rockface just gave a knowing smirk. So, Black Star of Floating Dragon. What do you want, no games? Straight to the point. I need some serious funding to set up a private mercenary base. The stronger our outside forces get, the more powerful Floating Dragon becomes. Trust me on this. Rockfest narrows his eyes, rubbing his chin. Is this Mercy's idea or yours? You better keep your cool while you explain the situation. Mercy has never cared about the logistics. This whole plan is all on me. Look, people come and go, but let us talk numbers. How much cash do you need? Han Xiao thinks to himself, is he really looking for an answer here? Let us talk business. Invest in Floating Dragon, and you get to ride the wave of Mercy's legendary street cred. This deal lets me pull some solid profit from other channels. I'm sure you have already got a thick intelligence file on me. So you definitely know about my squad of immortal soldiers. I'm talking about those lovely players, obviously, and I know every single one of them. I do not need to hire random mercenaries from the open market. With your investment, I can scale this whole operation up fast. I will make it worth your while eventually. He lets the words hang in the air. Sometimes you need cash to win over rivals or get big mercenary crews to work for free. But Han Xiao does not blink, staring him down with confidence. The players cannot jump online while the new version is still being updated. Rockfest could not find a single player if his life depended on it. This is my new strategy. Make these NPCs recognize how much potential these players have. But the response is totally unexpected. Honestly, what you are saying sounds like a pretty sweet deal. But I'm not investing in you. Han Xiao immediately plays his best card, standing up and backing away slowly. Too bad. You just passed on a project where the profit totally crushes the initial investment. He is still holding the cards, but I can lend you 4 million INC for 3 years. For Floating Dragon's sake, I will give you a simple interest rate. Deal. I am in. Let us make some money together then. He took the deal fast because that tiny bit of interest is basically pocket change to him. Once the players come back, we are going to be swimming in cash. All I need is a prime location to start building the ultimate headquarters. Right then, Jenny calls in a panic. Hands on her hips, yelling, Rockfest told me everything. Why was I kept in the dark? Han Xiao just laughs and asks, Jenny, would you have even said yes? She snaps back. You should call me chief manager. And no, I absolutely would not. There it is. The big reason. Han Xiao smirks and teases her. So why would I even bother telling you? She is so mad she slams the table. I am ordering you to pay back that loan right now. You hear me, Black Star? Black Star, you really just hung up on me. Unbelievable. I am taking this straight to the Dragon Throne. Let us see how long that ego lasts. When she finally reaches Mercy, she realizes he does not care. You're stressing over nothing, Jenny. Do not make a scene. It is just a little bit of cash. Before hanging up, she adds, unless he ends up on a most wanted list, I do not need to hear about it. Beat it, Jenny just stammers. Meanwhile, over at Dark Star headquarters, the high-ranking officials are huddling up. The mission failed, but at least we froze that traitor's access codes. The intel he stole is pretty limited. But does that rat know anything about the mutation virus? They start shouting over each other. No, that is top secret stuff. Good. That is a vital part of the strategy, and we cannot afford any leaks. Suddenly, someone shifts the vibe. I am beyond disappointed. God, you are really letting me down here. He grits his teeth, trying to explain. Things went sideways, but his boss is not buying any of it. So what you are saying is if things go off script, you are useless. He pulls up a holographic image of Han Xiao and updates the file. I have seen the reports. Nagokin from Ghidorah teamed up with some random mercenary, and they actually managed to take down Anu. That mercenary goes by the name Black Star. He's getting too big for his boots. We need to wipe him out immediately. Someone else pipes up. Black Star is currently setting up a base at Golden Gate. Taking him out requires a full fleet. Deploying that many troops right now is a massive move. You want to mess with the organization's master plan? Only the guy who faced him knows it's actually worth the risk. Yabi loses it and starts yelling. Enough! I will make that mercenary pay for what he did, but not today. Effective immediately, all outside operations are shut down until the mutation virus finally breaks out. He gives the cold order. Meeting adjourned. Fast forward to Bennett's office on planet Aquamarine. The news is bad. Over 2,700 riots have exploded worldwide in 2 days. More than 100,000 people are involved, and there was not a single warning before the chaos started. There is zero pattern to any of this. But sir, as we have been handling these riots, we found one thing in common. Bennett jumps in. The officer explains that once the rioters are locked up, they develop high fevers and slip into comas. After running some tests, their brain activity is showing some seriously weird patterns. This causes hormone levels in the body to skyrocket way past normal. He gasped. Everyone here is totally knocked out. Wait, they all caught the same bug. He double-checked the memories of the few people who actually woke up. They suddenly get this massive urge to just wreck everything in sight. That is why we isolated them. There has not been a single riot for 18 hours now, but he still felt uneasy. Does this isolation actually work? If this is some unknown virus, the infection count is going to explode. The world will never be peaceful again. Why is this even happening? Right then, Bennett snapped out of it. Was the Black Phantom actually telling the truth? Things were getting messy, so he stepped up. Get the jet ready. I'm heading to Black Phantom's third refuge. After a long trip, he landed and cut to the chase. Over a year ago, you reported some strange events. What is happening now is likely tied to that abnormal phenomenon you reported back then. You are the experts the Black Phantom left behind, so you know his prophecy about the coming disaster. Bennett asked softly, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Aurora, all grown up now, leaned in and whispered to her sister. He has that same smell, Hyla said. My sister remembers the scent of every living thing. She says she can smell that specific life force on you. Huang Yu instantly started spiraling. Wait, am I infected? I do not feel anything different, though. She timidly stepped forward and volunteered. Can I help with this? Facing the situation, Deep Tan closed her eyes and sighed. I was right, my gut feeling was correct, and my year of research was not a waste. He stood there confused and asked, What do you mean by that? She answered Bennett with enough energy to power a city. Follow me, she said. Soon they were in a greenhouse filled with Ryan plants. Deep Tan showed off her life's work. These leaves come from a harsh environment and are incredibly difficult to grow in a lab. It is an endangered species, but just because it is rare does not mean it is actually valuable. Bennett got bored and cut her off. Stop with the lecture. Why did you bring us here to see this thing? Aurora leaned down to check the plants. She noticed they did not have that weird smell at all. Deep Tan smiled at her. You were right. These Ryan leaves are actually immune to that infection. Bennett looked confused and pressed her. Are there clinical trials yet? She answered him bluntly. I have only tested it on plants so far. He immediately suggested a different plan. I will bring a group of isolated rioters here. You can start testing. They left as Hyla spoke up. If this is really the disaster he predicted, will he actually come back like he promised? Deep Tan's answer gave them the hope they needed to keep going. If the Black Phantom had not brought me here, I never would have studied this. Coincidence? Bennett agreed. Maybe. Gila stared off into the distance, lost in thought. He said he was searching the galaxy for a solution, but it has been 2 years without a word. She started feeling down. Maybe he is never coming back. Han Xiao was the total opposite. He shouted happily, Let's go, heading back to my home planet Aquamarine. This all started 30 minutes ago on the Golden Gate Star. A huge crowd was ordered to gather in front of Han Xiao's ship. Everyone was whispering like crazy. Black Star suddenly called us all together for something big. We are technically part of the Dragon Throne army, so is this an official order? I asked around and even the higher-up officers have no clue what is going on. While they were gossiping, a soldier whispered, Quiet down. The officers are finally here. Everyone waited nervously until the doors slammed open. Han Xiao walked out like a king. Is everyone here? A masked man stepped forward to answer. The Sun Nu fleet is all here, and Kim Dai added that their team is ready too. Hammond grinned with a burst of energy. Good to see you, comrades. The brothers from our alliance have finally arrived as well. He scanned the base in front of him, looking totally satisfied with the progress. Over the last year, I built Black Star Base number 1 from absolutely nothing. On top of that, I automated everything. I developed 23 automated production lines, and my experience points have already surpassed 100 million. It was all for this specific moment, the official launch of version 2.0. Han Xiao stood before the massive crowd and spoke his mind without hesitation. I called you all here for something big. My home planet is facing a total catastrophe. I am their only hope. The soldiers below were shocked, but Kim Dai looked pumped. Black Star's home planet. So this is that backwater planet called Aquamarine Hymons, standing right there oozing gratitude, swearing he'll fight for me just like I fought for him. Melos didn't think twice about diving into the fray for the brother standing right beside him. Just give the order, we're on it. Right then, the system pings version 2.0 is loading and pulling all the data now. Data sync complete, now launching the player forums. Welcome to Galaxy Chronicles version 2.0. He's taking point leading the charge straight back to my home turf, Aquamarine. A bit later at Shelter 3, player avatars were flickering all over as the system pushed out the big version update. Boom update successful. The chat's blowing up already. Everyone's hyped because version 2.0 is finally live. People are buzzing saying it looks the same. Wait, check it, the level cap's higher. We can finally dump this XP into leveling up. One kid even bragged about taking a dump in the game. Hey, keep your pants on and have some respect. Goldie and his teammate were geeking out over some leftover quests they hadn't finished yet. The final battle quest status just flipped from frozen to active. This is that reward mission the Black Phantom left before he dipped. He sounded dead serious. Wait, does this mean that Catastrophe, the quest mentioned, is actually starting right now? Finally a legit world event? Suddenly this blue-haired guy screams, alerting everyone to a brand new quest. I got it too. It popped up for me too. System message. Stay exactly where you are. Players had to hold their positions and wait for an official to explain all the crazy stuff happening on Aquamarine. A second later, Bennett shows up shouting. The people of Aquamarine are facing a historic nightmare, and they're desperate for help. Everyone snapped their heads his way, thinking the same thing. This is getting intense. Just like the Black Phantom predicted, the Inhumans are back. After the briefing, the crowd of players started getting restless. Is this mutation virus really that intense? You're telling me there's no way to cure this thing? He stayed cool and tried to calm them. Look, we found two ways to push back against this virus. First, supers are mostly resistant. Second, our shelter developed an inhibitor for temporary immunity, but the production rate is super low. There will never be enough of those shots to go around. The whole crowd immediately started pulling up their system menus to check everything. Aquamarine is facing a total mutation disaster. It's an all-hands-on-deck situation. If we don't stop this before the virus evolves, civilization collapses and everyone has to evacuate. Everyone's jaws just hit the floor. We barely logged in, and the main story quest already triggered. This version's plot moves fast, no warm-up needed at all. I like it blunt like this, someone said, but a smarter player cut in immediately. Wait, it's only this fast because we spawned at Shelter 3. It was that quest the Black Phantom left behind. That's what guided us here. He's like our North Star man. One super itching to get started on his new duties blurted out a question. Can we leave the shelter yet? I want to explore. Bennett just let out a heavy sigh and pointed toward the gates. Better if you just see it for yourself. Outside the shelter, it was a graveyard. Bodies were piled up with nowhere to bury them. The whole place felt like a funeral. He sounded defeated. Every single day, countless people beg for a dose of that inhibitor. They just want protection. But our supply is so low, we have to keep everyone in the outer camps to stop the spread. But the crowd's growing and the outbreaks are getting worse. I'm just standing here forced to watch them all die. Han Xiao wondered aloud. Can't the refugees just head to Shelter 1 or maybe Shelter 2? Bennett's voice dropped. Things were actually much worse. There are no other shelters anymore. This is the only one left standing. 2 days later, life in the camp seemed almost normal. Ma'am, I'll find your cat. Hey, buddy. Here's those materials you asked for. Here's some candy, little girl. Gila and Bennett watched silently from a dark corner. He was incredibly grateful for these Inhumans, realizing the lasting influence the Black Phantom left was still out here protecting them all. Suddenly, the crowd of civilians started screaming their heads off. Their eyes turned blood red as they started snarling like feral animals. Orders went out to every super on the scene. Stop the infected refugees now, or we're going to lose a lot of people. Just knock them out? But then a pack of wild beasts came charging in out of nowhere, eyes glowing red and looking totally bloodthirsty. A piercing scream echoed through the camp-infected monsters. Someone stopped those things before they reached the tents. If they didn't act every refugee, there was dead meat. Gila and Bennett couldn't just watch, so they charged right in. Inside the shelter, the supers heard the chaos and saw the fat rewards for helping out. Without a word, they all grabbed their gear and bolted outside. Oh man. Man the mutation, disaster. Progress is tanking. It dropped out at 10,000 points in a heartbeat. Now the NPC is spamming an emergency quest to save the refugees outside the city walls. Let's move. We are looking at a 5 to 20,000 point reward. Fewer casualties means a bigger payout, so get outside and start saving lives now. Squad up with anyone you can find. Suddenly the whole team is caught in a vice. They're stuck playing hero for the victims while trying to fend off a literal wall of hungry beasts. Bennett is barking out combat orders to the entire squad non-stop. Half the crew needs to pin down those monsters while the rest of you focus on getting the civilians to safety. Panic sets in as the screams start hitting. There are just too many of them. They're landing 4 hits a second, and honestly, nobody can tank that kind of damage for long. Total meltdown. My backside is getting chewed up and there are gaps in our line everywhere. We just cannot hold these things back anymore. Gila is still putting in work, landing a massive kick right to a monster's face, but even she is looking like she is about to lose her cool. Turns out a fleet of spaceships just appeared above her. They're dropping a swarm of unidentified dark shapes straight down toward the ground. Those shadows that is Han Xiao's heavy hitters. They made it back just in time. All right, boys, time to put in work. Soldiers on me, let's go. From above, the big guns start raining lead, while Harmon slams down like a meteor, using pure shockwaves to blast everything in the vicinity backward. That tag team combo is pure eye candy. One of the players even shouts that every single person in this squad is already way stronger than Bennett. A moment later, a heavy thud echoes. Hyla is tense, squinting through a thick cloud of white smoke, unable to tell who's standing there. Are you the commander, she asks? Why are you helping us? Han Xiao slowly steps out from the fog and asks, what is the matter? You don't even recognize my voice anymore. As that handsome face and familiar voice finally emerge, Hyla is so overwhelmed she cannot even hold back her tears. Long time no see. She lets out a joyful scream. It is really him. Black Star is finally back where he belongs. The system starts pinging notifications about the mutation disaster quest, along with the updated stats for the Black Star mercenary group after 2 years of grinding. They're sitting at 1,018 credits now. With sky-high reputation and more troops across the board, their total roster has hit 417 members. They have crushed major campaigns like the Lion Defense, the Silver Elf Rescue, hunting down the Jaizen rebels, and that legendary battle over at Norios. They still have 78 active quests in the Colton Star Cluster, but as soon as Han Xiao's squad touched down, they wrapped everything up perfectly. The local supers watching this spectacle can't help but lose their minds in total awe. The quest reward progress just cleared 100,000, making up for all the losses. Thank God for Black Phantom, and he hasn't even lifted a finger himself. Their armor is so sick, the crowd mumbles. The compliments keep coming. Man, that girl is a total 10. And look at all those fluffy alien creatures. Sylvia hears all the chatter and decides it is time to tease him a bit. Black Phantom, wow, your alias is actually kind of lame. I really expected you to have something way cooler than that. Han Xiao gives her cheek a firm squeeze and whispers a playful warning. Are you getting too comfortable? Because I am being easy on you. Hold on, duty calls first. Bennett is already over their flirting. He cuts in, noting that the disaster Han Xiao predicted has definitely arrived, just like he said it would. Let's head to the briefing room for details. Han Xiao looks at Bennett. My ship is parked right above the shelter. You cool with that? No objections. His massive spaceship is literally blocking out half the sky, leaving the civilians below absolutely speechless at the sheer size of it. How is it that big can that thing take us all into deep space? Is Black Phantom actually some kind of god or something? He catches the crowd's reaction and just smiles. Keeping that flex strong, it is like second nature to him at this point. A bit later, Han Xiao and Bennett are huddled in the meeting room planning their next move. Bennett leans in, hands clasped, looking dead serious. So that is the mess we are in. But Han Xiao is totally chill. Seems optimistic enough to me. After all, I made it back in time. That confidence catches Bennett off guard. Seriously, man, what exactly did you go through out there in the depths of space? He keeps his cards close to his chest and just shrugs. Put it this way, I'm a mercenary now and these guys are my crew. Right in the middle of their talk, someone bursts through the door and tackles Han Xiao full force. You are finally back. You are really here. The impact almost knocks the wind out of him. It is Aurora. She is clinging to him for dear life, crying, I missed you so much. He catches his breath and hugs her back. Whoa, look at you. You have really grown up. Then he scans the room for his other old friends. Where's your sister? He asks. She grins and says, I brought her along. She acted like she didn't want to see you, but we both know better. Hyla had been waiting since the afternoon. So you finally decided to show up. She tosses him a set of keys with a total attitude. Here are your keys. Now that you're actually back, I do not have any use for them anymore. He snags the keys out of the air and grins. You trust me that much. Why didn't you just join me from the start then? That was my choice. He does not hold back and just says it. Honestly, I really thought you would be happy to see me again. Hyla hits him with that classic ice-cold look. Who even are you to me? Why on earth would I be happy about this? Sylvia can't stand the disrespect and snaps back. My teacher came all this way just to save your skins. How can you talk to him like that? Before she can say more, Erosia shuts her down. Melos just had to break it down for her. Anyone with eyes could see this redhead was just being extra. Why couldn't she just play her part and stay chill? You know, silence is free. Try using it sometime. Bennett cleared his throat to save the vibe. Cough, cough. Let's get real. You got a fix for this mutation disaster or what? His face lit up instantly. I've totally cracked the code on this mutation virus and exactly how it works. After Han Xiao finished breaking everything down, Ye Qing finally showed up in the briefing room. She piped up, so this virus is actually a microbe. No wonder they couldn't track it. But how come those Ran leaves are totally immune to the mutation? He didn't miss a beat. Yo, show them those leaf photos you took earlier. Sinwei checked the shots and confirmed, isn't this tranquility grass? It's the main ingredient for focus potions. Ye Qing was confused, but Han Xiao jumped in. Those Ran leaves are magic materials. Only mages can actually make them work. Her jaw literally hit the floor. Like, weight magic is actually a real thing in this world. Seeing her shock, he kept it cool and explained, "This mutation stuff is just a baby right now. Once it matures, even I'm toast." Ben started panicking. "Black Star Man, what's the plan?" He got serious and laid out the strategy. "First, I'll have my mage squad handle the farming to seriously boost the crop yield." Then he moved to the next step. "We've got to handle those knocked out refugees first. You can't just leave them out there to rot, right?" His face went dark as he sighed. "You get me. I know we're basically cut from the same cloth." He didn't want him moping, so he shouted, "Move out." Meanwhile, the other players were already catching the news on their systems. Black Star is trending again. For real, he's the key NPC for version 2.0. Get to the shelter fast or we won't even get the leftovers. He watched them from above, deep in thought. As long as I don't tip off Ghidorah, those dark star creeps won't show their faces. I can use this to make my faction look even better to players. It's been almost a year since my last level up. Now my skill tree is packed with hundreds of new blueprints. Decision made. Time to move. It's been way too long since I farmed these players. I can't wait. Han Xia was chilling on his floating throne, looking absolutely boss. The players below were totally losing their minds. Black Star's here dropping from the sky on a literal throne. That's a pro entrance right there. Man, he's so cool, it's insane. He went full NPC mode, glowing like a holy saint, and made a super calm announcement to the crowd. 2 years ago, I saw a disaster coming, so I headed into the star system to find a way out. Now I finally understood my own prophecy. I'm back. He finished with a line that hit them right in the feels. I'm willing to share the knowledge I found out there. Let's grow together and crush this disaster as one big team. Their eyes lit up instantly. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Give me those loot boxes and let me learn skills. Everyone lined up without a word, waiting for their loot. Whoa, look at all these new mechanic skills. The basic knowledge pool is way bigger than before. Black Star took one trip to space, and now he's got more style and better rewards. Long live Black Star. He checked his stats and went pale. Mechanic players are over 30% now, they're spending more, and my XP is growing way faster than version 1.0. He was low-key shocked. At this rate, the XP I'm raking in today is enough to hit level 120. But the non-mechanics and anyone not in the Black Star squad were suffering. It was literally all just mechanic class skills. This sucks, man. Isn't this the same skill shop from that Bun He video? It's got advanced combat and Esper knowledge. We can see the faction items, but we can't buy anything unless we join Black Star. So they pulled a total 180 and started begging Han Xiao. Black Star, we want in. How do we join your merc group? He just leaned back in his chair watching the crowd. If you guys can pass my screening process, I'd be more than happy to have you join us. The screen was basically being a human punching bag for Mellows for 2 minutes. If they survived or won, they were officially in the mercenary group. The arena looked like a total war zone. Players were scattered everywhere with only a lucky few still breathing. Hundreds of them against one guy. After 2 minutes, barely 10 people were still standing. This screening is absolutely brutal, man. Mellows shouted out the news. Congrats on passing. Once the registration's done, you're all official mercenaries headed for the stars. They cheered like crazy. I won finally. My faction shop is open, and I can finally buy those sweet skills. If we crush this trial, can we blast off with Black Star? Once the Aquamarine quest line finally wraps up. Called It Black Star is totally the guide for version 2.0. Players are swarming the place to join up. Can we even handle more screenings? Mellows asked. Screening matches every 20 minutes across multiple zones. Got it. This is a daily grind now. Han Xiao sat in the stands quietly watching. Players will eventually get used to these trials. Once things stabilize, I will tweak the difficulty. Hard trials do not just filter out the elite players. They trigger that primal urge to level up. And that means more sales for my gear. Everything was going exactly to plan. He grinned. Talk about knocking out 5 birds with 1 stone. Suddenly a familiar voice cut through the noise. Black Star, man, it is about time we met. He looked at the 4 pros standing there and smirked. You guys are late. Kwang Dao was actually tearing up. He really treats us like part of the crew. Man, I am literally going to cry my eyes out. Feng Wei chimed in. Seriously, I was legit worried he was just going to ditch us for good. Looking at their special perks? Hao Thien crossed his arms, beaming with pride. Black Star is a growth faction, baby. More members mean faster growth for the entire welfare faction. Simple math. Bao that saw the exclusive rewards and lost it. Record this, buy it all, empty the shelves, boys. The shop just dropped new gear and advanced knowledge. Man, the perks in this faction are insane. Advanced knowledge for only 10,000 Aina. That is literally half price. Buy. Everyone else was watching with pure envy. Those guys with the new star currency have it so good. Is this really the massive gap between the rich players and us plebs? Han Xiao watched the chaos trying to keep a totally straight face, even though his bank account just skyrocketed to 600,000 Aina. It was not just about draining their wallets. It was about creating a set of elite role models. These players are already losing their minds, but hey, why not throw a little more gasoline on the fire? Then he remembered he had work to do. Time to level up. Bolts of lightning surged around him as his stats started climbing. He finally hit level 120. This triggered the next stage of his class mission titled Secrets of Energy. Oh, another promotion quest. To finish this, he needed to grind his energy level. Melos and Haman probably have their own ways of training that power. Considering how tight we are now, there's no way they will say no to sharing. He decided to save his mission completion card for later. He stared thoughtfully at the quest panel in front of him. Looks like the requirements for the next mechanic class evolution are finally available too. Now he had to choose a specialty weaponry, energy, or control. Each path comes with its own unique set of tech. Everything had its perks. Large-scale mechanical tech was the path of the giant war machines. Super nanotech meant the micro-scale path, while advanced virtual science was all about high-end digital warfare. They all have strengths and weaknesses. Better finish the promotion quest first and bank that experience before committing. While he was calculating his next move, Bennett rushed over. The 6 nations wanted to have a word. He was not even surprised. He knew they could not just sit on their hands forever. Now it was his turn to call the shots. Whether he could turn Planet Aquamarine into a long-term branch base depended on this meeting. Inside the high-stakes United 6 Nations conference room, Han Xiao appeared on the massive screen. Leaders of Starlight Hesla, Raylan Theseus, Maple, and Ordina. I guess this is our first time meeting face-to-face. Good evening. The leaders quickly offered their greetings. Hello? So you're going by Black Star now? We have been keeping a close eye on you for a long time. Glad we could finally talk, but look, I already know exactly why you guys reached out. Let's be blunt then. A representative for the entire council stepped forward to speak. We need the shelter to share those inhibitors and send over experts to teach us the manufacturing process. Once we regain our strength, we can stabilize the situation. In the meantime, we want to borrow your soldiers and your fleet. He listened and gave a satisfied nod. Not a bad plan at all. You guys must have been brainstorming this for ages. Han Xiao's eyes gleam with mischief as he drops his terms. So what do I get in return? He asks through the screen. Seeing them stunned, he keeps going. You guys look shocked. Is not this just a business transaction? Imun fumbles, totally lost. Fighting this disaster is everyone's responsibility, right? Why make it a deal? Did you not come back to save Planet Aquamarine? He breaks it down patiently. You just want my power to help you regain control. But they still do not get his real endgame. Helping us saves more victims. Is not that reason enough? Han Xiao keeps it cold. I am here to stop total destruction. A few casualties, I can live with that. That does not give you the right to boss me around. Imun snaps, slams the table, and stands up. We already requested backup from Ghidorah. We only wanted you to save more lives. Remember, your refusal means people who could have lived will die. Their blood is on your hands, but he just laughs it off like it is nothing. Ha ha ha. Han Xiao wears a wicked grin with cold eyes, ready to expose their little secret. Look, we are all adults here. Drop the moral lecture. Besides, Ghidorah rescue team is nowhere to be found, right? You treat Ghidorah like your gods, bowing and scraping like loyal little servants. But I have real connections. I talk directly to their high-ranking officers. Can you do that? Imun is speechless, stuttering to save face. What do you mean? Han Xiao scoffs, dropping a bombshell. Still do not get it. I am your only choice. The only local in space willing to help you. He refuses to back down, slamming the table to show who is boss. Face reality. This is about your future, not just a rescue. The entire 6 Nation Hall goes dead silent. Moments later, someone finally speaks up. What is your price? He tilts his chin up with total confidence. You know I can just take what I want anyway. They hear the threat and just sigh in defeat. Your ambition is massive. Han Xiao knows he has them cornered and keeps pressing their buttons. You won't regret this deal, only missing this chance. In the back, Bennett watches with growing concern. Did they say no? He slowly pulls out a cigarette, completely in control of the room. They are discussing it. He watches this new version of the guy and asks, have you changed? He offers some wisdom. I never changed. People just do not see every side of a person. Eisen finally delivers the verdict. Black Star, we accept your terms. Han Xiao celebrates internally. Phew, that was close. Almost messed up that cool guy act. He grins. Pleasure doing business. My crew will be here soon to help restore order. Oh, since we are on the same team now, how about a little intel? Cut to Tang Trung Island. Prisoners are swarming everywhere, screaming about freedom after years in a cage. Then out of nowhere, he is just standing there. Leaning against a palm tree, he yells, Tang Trung Island, home to the 6 nations' worst criminals. Guards caught the virus and killed each other, letting you lot escape. Lucky me. Thought you had left. One guy snaps, ready for a fight. Who are you? Han Xiao introduces himself as the Black Phantom. That is my old street name. The thug laughs it off, showing zero respect for him. Just some random kid I have never heard of. Before he can finish, a massive blast of energy sends him straight to the afterlife. Now tell me, have you heard of me now? Han Xiao holds his smoking gun and looks around at the crowd. Really, none of you actually recognize the name? One guy sweating bullets manages to stutter out a question. What do you want with us? He cuts straight to the point. A massive disaster is heading straight for Planet Aquamarine. I'm giving you a chance at redemption, a chance to serve the people and be heroes. The prisoners just sneer back. No way. The 6 nations would never reveal the secret location. Han Xiao just shuts him down. Oh, the Six Nations take orders from me now? The mob refuses to listen and charges. Stop talking trash. Get him, boys. It is one against all. Kill him and the world is ours. I wanted a peaceful fix, but these idiots had to push it. Seriously, isn't staying alive better than this? Everything clicked into place fast. Han Xiao stood there feeling pretty good. Fewer bodies than I expected, at least some of them knew when to quit. The prisoners fell in line like good little boys, following every single order I gave them. Whoa, a whole spaceship. Was I locked in the dark that long? Or did tech just go nuclear? Suddenly, a familiar voice cuts through. Hey, Black Phantom, remember me? We'll talk about a small world. Hannes. What the hell are you doing mixed up with this pack of prisoners? He was stoked to see me immediately rambling about our wild past together. Man, you even got a ship now. Times have changed, huh? You're probably the only one who can use the intel I found. Let's get on board and catch up properly. They ducked into a private room to talk shop. Turns out the old guy stumbled onto a massive secret that the Six Nations were desperately trying to keep buried forever. And that's how I ended up in a cage, the old man admitted with a sigh. It's because I dropped a spy from Ghidorah, he said, making me nearly choke on my words. A dead Ghidorah agent on planet Aquamarine Highness didn't hold anything back and told me the whole story. I'm betting planet Aquamarine became this dumpster fire because those Ghidorah creeps have been pulling the strings. If they're the good guys, why would they hide a massive mechanical weapon of destruction right here on our planet? The guy was still haunted by the whole thing. I'll go to my grave before I forget what that statue and those Ghidorah freaks looked like. My jaw hit the floor. It was a combat puppet built by Ghidorah. The crazy part, those things are literally for sale to anyone. I've actually got some decent ties with the Ghidorah crew. Maybe I can dig up some dirt for us. The old man looked like he'd found a lifeline. He begged for help, saying these photos would only be useful in my hands. Please help me. I need to know who's behind this chaos. Right then, my system pinged with a brand new notification. Origin of a new era, round 3 complete. You just scored 2 million experience points. This quest line is getting serious now. Final round. Goal: find the truth. New clue: unlocked a portrait of a mysterious Ghidorah high up. I stared at it deep in thought. No wonder this was a hidden A-rank mission. The next part drops with the new version. I'll just wait for the Ghidorah to land first. Back at the shelter, I tracked down Mellows for a favor. Hey man, think you can teach me your energy cultivation techniques? He grinned and agreed instantly. Sure thing, just let me finish teaching these players first. I just stood there completely lost. Wait, they're actually trying to learn from you. But his explanation was honestly just straight up embarrassing. Nah, I'm just showing them how to play way cards. I nearly spit out my drink right then and there. It's bad enough you're a card shark, but now you're corrupting the players. They were all hooked, screaming like they were at a casino. My hand is fire. How am I supposed to lose with this card? I watched the chaos, just shaking my head in disappointment. These players should be out there grinding for value, but they're wasting their limited energy on some endless card game. Isn't this basically just flushing my potential profits down the toilet? I was pretty annoyed, but then my inner shark kicked in. Why not just host a whole tournament and sell them the decks myself? Finally, Mellows decided to show up and get to work. Mellows. My bad. Let's get down to business and start the training. Before we jumped into the training, I took another look at the stats for the Sun New Energy method. It's the basic way they train their energy. Total boost, 20. Current training sessions, 0 out of 1. Every session's power depends on your strength, agility, or endurance. It always scales off your highest attribute. Each round costs 50,000 experience and 1,500 stamina. Still, the projected results weren't quite what I was hoping for. Even after this, I'd still be short of that 9,000 energy goal. I definitely need to pick up another skill soon. Suddenly, a massive roar shook the whole room. Back off! I don't eat bamboo and I'm not related to any pandas. Haman was losing his mind. He couldn't get these girls to stop mobbing him and giving him giant hugs. I gave him a huge, friendly greeting and cut straight to the point. Haman, perfect timing. Think you can teach me your energy training methods too? The guy's mood flipped instantly and he jumped at the chance to help me out. It's been forever since I really cut loose. Go around with me and I'll show you how it's done. I looked at the guy and barely kept myself from laughing. Next thing I knew, we were heading straight to the training room. Haman gripped his axe, looking ready to go. Me, I was totally empty-handed and just told him, whenever you're ready, big guy. Come on. He didn't hold back. He lunged at me with a wild swing, his eyes glowing red with pure killing intent. I just stood there strangely calm, staring him down while waiting for a massive explosion of light and the ear-splitting scream of clashing metal to finally hit us like those big fireworks on New Year's Eve. The backlash from his own attack hit him so hard it sent a massive shudder through his entire body. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a massive armored arm erupted from right behind Han Xiao's back. He blocked that axe like it was nothing, leaving the guy completely floored. What kind of move was that? Hammond stood there totally stunned and confused. Yo, buddy, you got a new combat mode or something? Han Xiao just stood there chill, controlling his metal hand to dish out a counter. He dropped to one knee to brace himself, heart steady. He barked that 2 steel hands wouldn't make him back down. But before Hammond could even finish, a fresh surprise dropped. 2 more armored arms sprouted right from his hips. Whoever said there were only 2 of them anyway? Then a swarm of arrows shot out, making his head spin and his vision blur. Next, a massive wave of energy erupted, slamming into Hammond and knocking him off his feet. All he could do was let out a gut-wrenching scream. After that brutal brawl, the guy was actually hyped for the next round. "That felt amazing," he said. "Let's run it back when you got time." That weird energy caught Han Xiao totally off guard. Is this dude a total masochist or what? Whatever the skills are locked in now, it's finally time to level up. Deep in thought, he didn't even notice Mello show up. "Oh, so you actually didn't lose this time? I really thought I would catch you looking a lot more pathetic than this." Han Xiao knew he wanted something and cut straight to the chase. "Sorry to let you down. Anything else on your mind?" He hesitated before answering. "It is about that thing you promised me a while back. So when are we doing it?" He felt a bit lost, having no clue what the guy was even talking about. "I have agreed to a lot of things with you." "Which one is it?" Mello's finally opened up about the issue weighing on his mind. "Look, your mechanical arm is comfortable enough, but I still really miss the original official hardware." It finally clicked for Han Xiao. Since he wanted to help, he offered a solution. "Oh, you mean the arm repair?" "Let me take you to ask around first." Right then, a massive crowd of people was lining up to protest outside the checkpoint at the refugee camp entrance. "When are we finally getting in?" "Do you even have any idea how much danger I had to survive just to get to this camp? What right do you have to keep us out here?" The guard tried to explain the situation as calmly as he could. "Before you enter the shelter, we have to run virus checks. We need everyone to cooperate with us on this." But the crowd was not having it. They started complaining, saying they came for safety, not to be treated like lab rats. Seeing Aurora handling the crowd alone, some guy started heckling. "Where's your real testing gear? Are you seriously letting a little girl just guess who's sick?" Stuck in a tough spot, the soldier just stuck to the protocol. "Some of you are infected. Please follow the guards to the quarantine zone." Even with guards on both sides, the patients were thrashing and refusing to go. "Hey, what are you doing? Let go." "I am not sick. Give me back my kid. Get off me." Suddenly, a gunshot rang out and the tension became absolutely unbearable. The guards stood there stunned and confused. How did the security team mess up like this? How did they miss a weapon? How did a gun slip through? The man next to him tried to de-escalate, telling La him to drop the weapon immediately. "Put it down or we will open fire." Hearing that, little La too got even more terrified and clung to his dad's leg. He was only doing this because he was drowning in panic and total suspicion of everyone. "You are all liars. I heard that anyone taken to quarantine is just executed." Fearing he would do something stupid, Aurora stepped in to calm him down. "We really do have a way to save people." The young father pointed his gun forward, his whole body shaking with fear. "Save them?" How? How are you going to save them?" She answered him as sincerely as she could. "We have a special inhibitor." But even after hearing that La Him would not drop his weapon. "Then bring the medicine here and give it to my son right now. I want to watch the whole thing." The guards worried Aurora was in danger. The guards immediately raised their guns in defense. "Do not get reckless. Her powers are extremely important to all of us. But the guy only cared about his little boy? I do not care. Just give me the medicine right now." Seizing the moment while he was distracted, a soldier lunged from behind to tackle him. They could not let him lay a single finger on Aurora. But the guy fought back so hard that he accidentally pulled the trigger. Whoa. Luckily, Gila showed up just in time to throw up a shield. Seeing that Gila was about to take La Him out, Aurora quickly stopped her. "Do not kill him." She completely disagreed with that. Gila just snapped back. "You should let me end him. Kindness is the ultimate enemy of survival." She tried to talk her sister down. "I know I'm safe with you here. He cannot hurt me. He's just really terrified, that is all." Hearing that, her heart softened, and she dropped the idea. "You silly little sister," she whispered. Then she summoned a massive flame in her hand to make a point. "If you do not trust us, nobody is stopping you from leaving this place right now." The father finally started to calm down and began to beg. "Please, just save my son. You have to save my little boy." Aurora pleaded with the crowd. "Please do not leave. We really can help everyone here." Hearing that the man made an urgent demand. "Then go get the medicine for my son right this second." Instead of doing it, she just calmly showed him some real sympathy. "Look, I totally get where you're coming from. But we cannot support people starting trouble just to get special treatment like this." "Chill out, lady. Your kid is going to be fine, I swear." Lazzy just sat there in silence, soaking it all in. The kid totally gets why his dad is so stressed out and plays it cool. "Pops, I trust her. Just send me to the zone, I will stay safe." Despite the heavy anxiety Lahim caves. Gila goes full mama bear on Aurora. "Did you forget every single thing I told you? People wanting you to be selfless are just being greedy. Honestly, they do not deserve a single bit of help from you." She looks her dead in the eye, voice steady. "If I can help but won't, am I not just as bad as them?" She could not believe her sister was this soft-hearted. She just let her real thoughts fly out loud right then. Sacrificing for others is noble, but living for yourself is just fake, and honestly, it is pretty gross to me. Aurora claps back. Black Star saved my life, Gila. We were the ones needing help then. You were happy about it too. Gila scowls, saying she'll settle the debt soon. She hates owing favors. Aurora just grins, knowing exactly how her sister is. Maybe if you were not so eccentric, people would actually like you. Gila just rolled her eyes at that worthless advice. Ugh, I do not need fans anyway. Overhearing the whole conversation, Han Xiao just let out a long, heavy sigh. Forget it, man. No luck here. Melos did not get Gila's vibe at all and started swearing up a storm. Seriously, you did not even ask. Using some magic is not a big deal. He knows the deal and breaks it down. Look, her sister's power literally eats away at her own life force, and she is a total overprotective freak about it. But they kept bickering. Hey, you gave me your word. Fine, I will ask. Aurora greets Han Xiao. Uncle Black Star, you are here? Gila is totally baffled by her behavior. Why are you in the way? Han Xiao gets straight to it. My buddy lost an arm. She cuts him off instantly. Don't even think about it not happening. He is bummed and jokes, come on, at least act like you are thinking. But Gila is like a brick wall. Listen, I only let my sister save one person on this planet, and that is you. This is strictly business since we owe you, she clarifies. We are not friends. But Aurora keeps clinging to Han Xiao. Then she chimes in, sis, this is easy for me. I really want to help Black Star out here. The answer is a hard no. Aurora is starting to get really annoyed now. Sis, seriously quit making every single choice for me. It sucks. They start going at it. If you do it once, everyone in the whole world is going to come knocking. You really want to burn your entire life force away. If I do not want to, I will say no. Melos sees this and accepts fate. You're right, we are out. Let us find another way. Come on, they're just going in circles. I am for real, stop controlling me. Gila thinks she knows better and keeps pushing her own stubborn way. You are just a kid. You really do not know how to stay safe. Aurora huffs, thinking she is way too stubborn. Why are you always trying to change me? Because I get them. She thinks back to when she was treated like a freaking lab rat for those long months. When I was stuck in that lab, I prayed every day for someone to rescue me, but all I got were needles and knives. Nobody came. Do you even know what that kind of despair is like? Suddenly a spark lights up her dull life. Her eyes are full of hope and pure, solid determination while she looks right at her big sister. Han Xiao saved me when I hit rock bottom. Now I am going to help other people too. Look, I love you, but I am not your doll. I have got my own brain and I am doing me. Aurora finally wins the argument. Sis, let me go heal him now. Okay, fine, whatever. I can't even talk to you anymore. Just act like I don't exist and go do your thing, go. Han Xiao saw this whole drama coming, but he is still totally stunned by the outcome. Now Gila wants to know how he really sees her. Am I the bad guy here? Han Xiao lights up a smoke and gets all philosophical, saying everyone has their own path to follow. Honestly, you are actually making more sense. Playing it safe is just the logical choice. She really didn't expect that kind of answer at all. Whoa, didn't expect that, Han Xiao ponders. But if I gotta choose, I'm siding with the nice guys. Melos is losing his mind with joy, screaming that his arm is finally back. Aurora sounds so hyped just because she could help someone. Glad I could help. Gila just watches her sister with deep concern. Are you tired? Need to rest up, Han Xiao thinks to himself about how these two sisters are absolute powerhouses with extremely rare S-rank abilities. Just wait until Hyla peaks. One finger can totally take out most, and Aurora's healer skills are like carrying a massive portable health potion everywhere we go. Honestly, every single one of you guys acts as my wings. Han Xiao stared at the notification board. Galactic news outlets are blasting headlines about the disaster hitting Jidora's territory. People are losing their minds and screaming at the government to start the rescue operations as soon as humanly possible. He locked in analyzing the enemy's moves. Jidora is ready to strike, and Dark Star is definitely going to make a move too. He glanced up at the dark clouds choking the light out of a blood-red sunset. Something nasty is coming. If I had to guess, the Dark Star squad is already lying in wait right here on Aquamarine. Over at the landing zone, some guy is grandstanding for the crowd. He shouts that this is the first time the Ghidorah civilization is visiting in force, and they need to pull out all the stops for a high-class welcome. Right then, his secretary rushes over and whispers a quick heads up to the leader. The Ghidorah crew changed their route. They aren't coming here. This news is basically a giant slap in the face for him. Where are they? He checks the intel. They landed at the refugee shelter instead. That is Black Star's turf. Sure enough, Nagokin is leading the delegation at the shelter. Bennett, the guy in charge there, comes running out to greet them. Honorable friends from Ghidorah, I welcome you on behalf of Aquamarine. Thank you so much for your generous support and aid. This planet really needs your help. His two subordinates are shaking like leaves, and honestly, even Bennett didn't see the sudden twist coming at all, man. The Ghidorah delegates were supposed to meet with the leaders of the 6 nations running this planet. Is the entire civilization of Aquamarine really less important than Black Star? Instead of saying hello, the first thing he does is ask about the ships. Bennett noticed them a long time ago. An underdeveloped planet with a whole starship fleet. Weird. Two members in the back of the group start judging everything they see. These native planets are so backward. Shh, don't let them hear you. Suddenly, a super cheerful and happy voice rings out from nearby. Nago, can we meet again? His whole attitude pulls a total 180 the second he sees Han Xiao. Black Star, haha. I didn't expect to see you here. Han Xiao is happy to explain to Bennett. This is my home planet. It takes a second for Bennett to snap out of his shock. You actually know each other? Han Xiao just acts like it is no big deal. I have plenty of friends across the galaxy. The players in the back are stunned and start buzzing with gossip. Can't believe the Ghidorah made it to our planet. This is huge. Our commander really has some serious clout. That meat bun video mentioned the commander and Ghidorah were actually on good terms. He probably called them in for backup. You clearly have no idea what is going on. You think Black Star's connections are just for show. Once the happy greetings are over, Nagoken finally remembers to ask what Han Xiao is doing. Right, why are you here? Coincidentally, they both have the same plan. My goal is the same as yours. Let us talk inside. He leads Nagoken to the meeting room. After a quick chat, Nagoken is fully caught up on the situation here. I get what you're saying. Since you know how the mutation works, you probably have some intel on who is pulling the strings right. Han Xiao weighs his options for a second. If he spills everything they might suspect, he has some crazy spy network, which would just cause trouble. So Han Xiao plays it cool and acts lucky. I stumbled onto the mechanics while digging through files. As for the mastermind, he sighs and shakes his head at his own theory. Only your enemies from Dark Star would pull something like this. Nagoken nods along, finding it very easy to agree with that specific theory. I think so too, but too bad there's no proof. Both sides start trading notes and judging their mutual enemy. Knowing them, they'd probably love to jump out and take credit. Exactly that is why the whole thing feels so weird. Finally, he drops the bottom line. Bottom line is we absolutely have to carry out the rescue mission. I have a bunch of restless locals who are dying for something to do. You can put them to work. Outside, the players are staring at their systems with 50 shades of shock. Finally, I can make some money. Crap, I am too late. The quest already vanished. Let us see what we can buy at Black Star's shop. His mercenary group still has quests available. Since I haven't joined them yet, I can't accept any. Lame. Han Xiao watches everything from above, looking pensive while puffing on a cigarette. Nagoken is issuing these quests under the mercenary banner. Only registered members of the mercenary group can take them on. Use your connections within the merc group to grab quests. Giving quests to players so they spend money, making them earn cash from NPCs just to hand it back to me. His team status is on a whole different level now. We aren't the ones making the missions. We are just the ones delivering them. Nagoken cuts off his train of thought and holds up some papers. Black Star, I found intel on that Ghidorah guy who showed up on your planet. As soon as he sees the file on the table, he recognizes him instantly. Turns out his name is Angela. Han Xiao keeps dropping intel. No records of this guy for decades. Seems he has been hiding out on planet Aquamarine forever. But wait. He quickly spots something that is super sketchy and totally out of place. This Angelus guy's resume is way too basic. No job, no cash, literally just a Ghidoran version of a homeless dude. It makes him wonder. Is the war on planet Aquamarine actually tied to this loser? Han Xiao sticks to his gut. He won't say which side Angelus is on, but this data is still solid gold. I'm sending a crew to his hometown. No waiting, he heads straight for the Gaoding colony under Ghidoran rule. Inside a room somewhere, people are busy debating the current political situation. New polls show support for aid is tanking. We randomly ask people on the street for their views on the disaster and the ongoing relief efforts. My friends say the top brass are totally useless. Eventually, they might have to settle those people in a new civilization. There are just too many refugees, and I'm terrified they will dump them all on our colony. A short stay is fine, but I bet they will never want to leave. Just toss those refugees onto some dead rock, keep them away from Ghidorah, and I am happy. 3 guys are deep into a card game. This blue-haired jerk is being totally lazy about his work. He says disaster relief is enough. Forget about taking full responsibility for those people. Midland hears this and starts acting even worse than before. Hey, Planet Aquamarine, where I worked, just got wrecked by a disaster. Want to go check it out with me? The guy shuts down that invitation immediately. Why watch that other planet's problems are not my business? Then he keeps on talking with that filthy logic of his. Old guys always brag about the past. His buddies just roll their eyes at the nonsense and the big talk. What achievements? You have 0. But he keeps going, telling them how he did something massive with a friend back in the day. My guy is still there and can help us out. We will just pose as some relief volunteers to get in. Right then, someone kicks the door in and totally kills the vibe. The kid doesn't say hello. He just slams that fat face onto the table. You gold Midland. That is just my online handle, he stammers. The secretary ignores the excuses, gets right down to business, and pulls a gun on him. Remember Angelet? The guy just stammers, I do not know him. but the secretary is already one step ahead with a backup plan for him. That is fine, just take a little trip with us. Now the guy is seriously panicking, asking where they're going. The secretary has just one thing to say. Black Star wants to see you. When they finally meet face to face, Han Xiao actually has to speak up to calm the man down. Do not be scared, I just need some intel. To put it simply, are you the one behind the war on planet Aquamarine or what? He tries to act like he is totally innocent. No way! I have never even heard of planet Aquamarine. You guys definitely picked up the wrong person. But obviously that does not fool him. Instead, the guy gets hit with a punishment that is even more painful than before. If you like high voltage, then keep your mouth shut and just enjoy the ride. Finally, Midland starts behaving and spills everything he knows. I used to be an employee of the Godoran Investigation Bureau. My daily job was basically recording and evaluating how low-level civilizations were developing. It was simple stuff. It was easy, but totally boring. Han Xiao has officially lost all patience with this guy's long-winded life story. Get to the point. Did you start the war on planet Aquamarine or what? Cornered, he only has one choice. Tell the truth to stay alive. I did it. I used a loophole in my job to find someone on planet Aquamarine and secretly start a war. Bennett and the old man are stunned. It really was Ghidorah after all. Only Han Xiao stays chill. So tell me, what did you actually do? Midland explains the whole process from A to Z. We played the part of high-tech guests, contacted a few nations, gave them fake promises, and then secretly sparked the fires of war between them. The guys across from him want to dig even deeper. Why would you pick Angelet for this? If the government was behind this, why would you even use a regular civilian? He just starts crying his eyes out. Ghidorah has nothing to do with this mess. It was my own plan. Angelus was just a classmate I brought along. My daily life was just a snooze fest. I really just wanted to turn planet Aquamarine into my own personal sandbox. If low-level civilizations fight internally, the higher-ups do not even care. Nobody in the room expected Midland to have such a filthy and evil motive for what he did. I wanted to start a war just to watch you guys kill each other. It was fun. That is why I did it. Foam cannot hold back his burning rage anymore. There is no way this is real. Without some high-level help, how could two nobodies like you pull this off? Midland is crying and covered in snot as he tries to explain it all. It is simple because we really are Godoran. The interrogation ends and it feels like all the strength has been drained from the old man. It was all for nothing. Han Xiao peeks at that mission complete screen and just sighs. This is straight up ridiculous. Once the truth finally comes out, Bennett is just swimming in guilt. If this is how it really went down, he has got no choice but to believe it. When you dealt with those 6 nations, I thought you were just power hungry. My bad. Weakness is the real sin. You didn't just head into space to stop a disaster. You went to find a future for planet Aquamarine. You are way greater than I ever was. Both of them bow low to Han Xiao. Without you, this world stays blind. I'm thanking you on behalf of all Aquamarine. Han Xiao rushes to stop the drama. Drop it. You're making me feel like a saint here. Nobody knows he is far from a living Buddha. I'm only doing this for the profit. Does high favorability just make people imagine I am a hero? Now they want his expert opinion. How should we handle this absolute scumbag of a villain? Han Xiao comes up with a plan fast. Keep him alive. The guy definitely still has some juice left. Inside the black light stealth, a system ping pops up. You earned a Medal of Honor. Changing history much. Han Xiao is totally stoked with this loot. Over 8 million experience, a random reward chance, 2 free attribute points, and a potential point. Man high difficulty mission rewards are the absolute best. But that Medal of Honor is the real MVP, boosting every single stat by 3%. He taps the screen with a very clear goal. My power level just broke 9,000 today. Time for a class change. After the class change, I need some experience banked for that scholar subclass. Level 10 should do the trick. The second he clicks the button, Han Xiao is wrapped in a wild storm of crackling blue electricity. Every single stat shoots up. Plus, he unlocks a ton of new skills that are going to be lifesavers. This evolution is exhausting, but the results are worth it. Level 130 combat power, nearly 9,000. Once I hit level 140, I am officially grade A. We are talking natural disaster levels of power. If I ran into an enemy like Gila now, I could actually trade blows for a while. Right then, Melos pops up as a hologram. Han Xiao is feeling good and does not want to chat. If you are calling to brag about your new arm, I am hanging up. Melos insists it is official business. Nagokin just put out a call to recruit the Immortals. A huge crowd of players is checking it out. Han Xiao's face does a total 180, looking dangerous and sketchy. Heh, Nagokin, you are stealing my guys. If you are going to play dirty, then do not expect me to be nice. Just like Melos said, Nagokin's crew is hard at work, promoting at the square in the shelter located in the 9th planetary zone of the Garden Galaxy. As our territory, the Ghidorah civilization rules over this entire Garden Galaxy. We have got the power. High-level magic and tech makes space travel look like a joke. One quick look, and Nagokin realizes something is very wrong. Why are these guys not interested at all? Usually if you show these locals how small they are and how big we are, they jump to join. What gives? He is racking his brain, but the crowd is just complaining that his info is older than Bun Hit Dog's videos. Who are you trying to play? Like we haven't seen magic or high-tech before. This guy is a total rookie. Before Nagoken can think, a familiar voice makes him jump. What a coincidence. Are you out here recruiting the immortals too? Han Xiao shows up like a lifesaver, and Nagoken rushes over. These guys have serious potential. No wonder you always want them. Han Xiao plays it cool. Yeah, known them forever. Nagoken is dying to know the secret to getting them to join your merc group, while Han Xiao is low-key fuming inside. Damn, he is stealing my recruits. And now you want me to teach you how to do it? Nagoken just rubs his chin thinking, well, looks like your recruiting style is just like mine. Han Xiao thinks, because they are literally from the same race. Nagoken just frowns, looking smug. If our method is right, getting them to join is just a matter of time. Han Xiao just quietly scoffs. Players only care about the rewards. Stop the life story and just drop some missions. Nagoken has no clue, so he just claps Han Xiao on the shoulder. You are a big man. I thought you'd be mad. Han Xiao flashes a grin, playing the nice guy. Of course, I'm not mad. Look, we are all friends here. Just some fair competition. But on the inside, not so much. I've been playing the long game since version 1.0, rewards connections. The fun factor, I have got the edge in everything. There is no way I am losing this. My master plan is practically written all over my face. Sure, Ghidorah is a total amateur when it comes to finishing the job, but I have got the perfect card up my sleeve to handle him. It would be a damn shame not to take this shot while I have the chance. He made a split-second call. Looks like it is finally time to bring out the meat buns. Nagoken's right-hand man rushed in with a frantic update. This is bad. Our reputation among the mutants just took a massive nosedive out of nowhere. Tons of mutants are jumping ship and joining the Black Star faction. The guy has absolutely no clue what the hell is even going on. Wait, everything was totally fine. Just a couple days ago, right? How did things fall apart so fast? While the NPCs are still in the dark, the players are absolutely losing it. Those Ghidorah jerks are way too arrogant, thinking they can just stomp all over other civilizations whenever they want. Some board official decided to start a war with our world just for kicks. I mean, what is the point of that? Turns out the guy pulling the strings behind the scenes was our old friend Meat Bun. I picked up some intel while running missions for Black Star, and I had to leak it to the forums. Everyone is going to buy it immediately. Word travels fast, and pretty soon the whole world will know. I am feeling hyped right now. Tonight we all stand with Hai Lam. Let us start a thread to hell with the nobles and their fake authority. Meanwhile, Han Xiao is just chilling in his room watching all the drama unfold. Ghidorah has no idea there's a huge wave of hate growing where they cannot see it. Meat Bun really pulled through. Now that I have messed with their plans, there's no way they're finding any new recruits. Suddenly, an emergency news alert flashes across every single screen. Dark Star just launched a surprise attack on several planets facing mutation disasters. The thing he predicted ages ago is finally happening. It has finally begun. Han Xiao hits up his ally Bennett to call an emergency strategy meeting with the Ghidorah crew. Inside the room, the tension is thick as everyone watches the war raging in deep space. Dark Star is specifically targeting the rescue teams and nothing else. They are hiding in the shadows while we are stuck on defense. It's only a matter of time before they hit us too. He brings up the most urgent problem they're facing. Does anyone have a solid plan? Nagoken jumps in with an idea. We have to keep the rescues moving while we wait for Dark Star to make their next move. As Han Xiao stares at the enemy's massive battleships, he realizes this is not just a fight on the ground anymore. This is going to be a total war in the sky. The ship I rented is just a tourist model with 0 combat stats. If Dark Star stays away, that would be the best case scenario for us. Back on the enemy's main ship, the invader barks out a question. How much longer until we reach our target destination? 17 hours and 26 minutes, Shijin answers instantly. The commander snaps back with an order. Maintain speed and keep everyone ready for combat at a moment's notice. The target this time is planet Hai Lam. After an unknown amount of time, the crew on the Ghidorah battleship gets a ping on their scanners. They report to Commander Batter that a fleet is closing in fast from Sector C-0207. Batter spits out a cloud of smoke and yells at the top of his lungs. Dark Star is here. Wake up and get ready. Before he can even finish, someone screams over the comms. The enemy just opened fire, and we are about to take a direct hit. In this do-or-die moment, he roars out orders to activate the energy shields. Do not just sit there and take it. Fire back, return fire, now. The surprise strike from Dark Star and the dogfights in the sky mean the soldiers have to get everyone evacuated like right now. Get to the shelters in an orderly fashion. Do not panic. We have got more than enough supplies for everyone. Keep those mutants moving. Do not stop. Surprisingly, the immortal players are not just helping out. They're actually gossiping like crazy about the whole thing. It is an emergency mission to help these people out. Is there really a space battle happening right above planet Hai Lam? Damn, I wish I could actually see it. Good. The massacre is getting closer by the second. Nagoken steps up and says, we do not know when backup is coming, so let me jump in and help. Han Xiao gives him a serious warning. I'm going to stay put for now, so let's keep the comms open. He's betting that the enemy still has a major role to play. With Nagoken on the job, our progress on the mutation disaster mission should not tank too hard. Aside from the other mess, I'm really hoping I will not have to step in myself. Dark Star has no clue I have switched classes. It is always better to keep your trump card hidden for as long as you possibly can. Hey, my Ghidorah buddies, try and be at least a little bit reliable, okay? The backup ships blast through the atmosphere and head straight for the center of the battlefield. The second Nagoken sees those golden spheres, he shouts, "Batter, what is the status?" Batter just calmly replies that they are still getting their butts kicked. "You are just in time. Let us crush these guys together." Then he lets out a low, growling warning. "Do not take any dumb risks. We have actually got the upper hand here. If we just hold the line, Dark Star will eventually pull back on their own." Batter keeps trying to convince him. "Dark Star's fleet is about the same size as ours, but with you in the mix, we have got more than enough power to totally overwhelm them. This is our best shot at taking out Dark Star." But out of nowhere, their fleet actually opens up a warp portal to make a jump. He screams out in shock. Wait, the radar shows the enemy is backing off. They are actually retreating, but he is still worried the other guy might do something reckless. Nagoken barked a frantic warning. "Stay sharp, this could be a total setup." He knew this guy's dirty tricks too well, which is why he kept repeating himself. We should have stayed put. But Bateau never listens, so here we are, taking a massive pounding from their heavy artillery. So what, we just sit here and watch them walk away? No way. That is not how I roll. I don't care if you guys show up or not, I'm moving in. Seeing their shots slipping away, Nagoken finally caved. He told them to leave a few ships on standby, but Ba cut him off mid-sentence. "I don't need you telling me what to do. I don't need." The second those Ghidorah warships blundered into the trap, the commander smirked and whispered two simple words: full attack. In seconds, the Dark Star fleet had them totally boxed in. Massive waves of intense plasma fire started ripping into them. Ba was watching from a distance, totally unimpressed. So this is the little trick they came up with. Whatever. Everyone pick up the pace and stay on them. Tell the units guarding Aquamarine to ditch their post and regroup with us immediately. Nagoken was freaking out, trying to hold him back. "You're not going back to help." He was too stubborn to listen. "There is no time, and besides, hitting the Dark Star command ships we've already engaged wouldn't do us any favors." It was like he could see it all unfolding. They have way more ships than we do. A head-on fight is guaranteed suicide. The enemy splitting their forces gives us a perfect shot at taking out their command ships right now. Once their command ship is toast, the strike team at Aquamarine will be easy pickings. Nagoken just put his head in his hands, totally helpless. "I need to warn Black Star first." Suddenly, a familiar, powerful voice cut through the comms. "Don't bother. I heard everything already." Han Xiao stepped up, giving his allies a boost of confidence. "Leave the strike team to me." The old man hesitated. "Just try to hang in there." They talked while the players were scrambling around getting ready for action. Things were getting intense. Sinvi rushed over, breathing hard. 30 small Dark Star strike ships are inbound. The shelter shields might hold for a few minutes. He started barking out orders. "Kim, take control of the ship." "Sinvi, you're her assistant. Let's move." Once he was in the captain's chair, Han Xiao spoke up. "Vesta, break through that firewall for me." With the orders out, he finally had a second to complain. "Honestly, nobody is reliable lately. If you want it done right, do it yourself." Meanwhile, the players were grabbing missions, but they were still yelling in total frustration. Damn it, their shields are way too thick. Our attacks aren't even making a dent. How are we supposed to play this? Suddenly the tide turned. Wait, their shields just dropped. And look at that. Those Dark Star ships are slamming right into their own team's barriers. What a mess. They're fighting each other. I see the Black Star ship. He's definitely the one messing with them. Turns out all this chaos was his doing. Infiltration successful. You now have control of Dark Star, strike ship number D065. Medium-level access granted. Data sampling and copying are now complete. Next hack on this device has a 10% success rate. Speed is up 25%. Still, the enemy defense system is incredibly tough to crack. Your access is being blocked by the enemy AI. Rerouting. Success. Luckily, his own AI was way better, so Han Xiao kept control. Now that he owned the ship, he started dodging every shot like a pro. Everyone except the pilot head to the airlocks and get ready for the drop. We're going in. Boarding their ships is the only way we can take these guys out quickly. Neither side realized the Dark Star had just awakened a deep passion in him. Han Xiao was hammering the keys like a man possessed. There are 30 enemy ships. Hacking them one by one won't work. I'll have to use some of my more destructive tricks instead. Next, Zazda took on all the requests. Razda go head-to-head with the enemy AI system right now. A second later, the soldiers on the massive ship totally panicked. "Sir, all warships have shut down. The AI system is completely dead. Switch to manual control immediately. Hurry." But they had no idea a squad of elite pro players was about to crash through the ceiling screaming for blood. "We're under attack. Stop reporting and just start shooting back, now." Frenzied Sword led the charge, taunting them. "Surprise, you losers." That massive sturdy warship suddenly turned into a beautiful fireworks display in the night sky. Every single monitor on the ship was flashing a bright red warning. The Dark Star soldiers started losing it. The ship's system has been hijacked. It's attacking our own fleet, and we can't even switch to manual control. The commander rushed forward, sweating. Is it possible they have a high-level great mechanic on their side? He had no idea how right he was. Han Xiao smashed through the hull and stepped inside with a grin. You nailed it. Even though he was smiling, his eyes were suddenly as cold as ice. Back on the Dark Star command ship, things got serious. Nobody could stay calm anymore. I never expected Black Star to have this kind of power. This doesn't match the intel. The raid failed. Listen up, everyone, don't linger. Full retreat right now. As the Dark Star army turns tail, the players who fought so hard start jumping around and cheering wildly. The enemy's retreating. We won. Our mission. Progress is safe. Oh man, I'm actually going to cry. Tears of joy. Meanwhile, inside the stealthy black light, Kim Dai breathes a massive sigh of relief. The enemy is gone. Naturally, she starts bragging about her big contribution immediately. Hey, Black Star, did you see my awesome moves? But all she gets back is a cold, silent stare from Han Xiao. The two girls collide and hit the floor hard, making Sylvia yelp. Kim Dai just growls in total annoyance. Hey, can't you be a little more gentle with a lady? But he just snaps back that the fight isn't over. That enemy commander is the real prize. If they dare ambush us, we're going to bite back 10 times harder. There is a reason nobody lets this guy drive. It's so intense and terrifying that Kim Dai's regular talking turns into a straight-up blood-curdling scream. Just keep going, I'm getting off this ship. Your driving is straight trash. Meanwhile, Mose is left behind and happy about it. He waves, glad he missed the ride. Glad he can. Kim Dai, Sylvia, have a safe trip, you two. In a flash, the stealthy black light punches through the atmosphere to hunt the remaining enemies. Once the signals lock on Han Xiao's eyes, man, that was a brutal fight. Dark Star is definitely retreating. That massive ship right in the middle? That's the command ship we want. Nagokin patches in and shouts, Black Star, you've made it to the battlefield, but we've got zero time for small talk. To put it simply, I can hack straight into the enemy ship's artificial intelligence. If you can get close to their fleet, I can create an opening in a split second for you to target their command ship. Nagokin feels a huge weight lift off his chest and nods. Done, let's do it. Meanwhile, Sylvia and Kim Dai are still hanging on for dear life as they struggle through the chaos. You really want to dive into that war zone? This tiny ship makes one mistake and we're totally toast. It's too dangerous. She has no idea that Han Xiao is a literal god at the wheel. Please, my flight skills have been forged through thousands of hours of training. Hang on tight. The black light hits max speed and starts weaving through the intense dogfight, dodging enemy warships like a pro. Suddenly, the comms explode with a total mess of voices. Slow down, I can't see anything. Look, you aren't the one flying this thing. Why do you even need to see clearly anyway? As they close in on the massive vessel, he stops hiding. Norcab freaks out and starts barking orders at his crew. It's Black Star's ship. Don't let that black craft get anywhere near the command ship. Before he can finish, the system starts screaming. Warning, intrusion detected. Please initiate security protocols immediately. Repeating, intrusion detected. The following static makes him break into a cold sweat as he scrambles for a plan. Crap, the ship's AI is paralyzed. Switch to manual control right now. Right in that breathless, high-stakes moment, Norcab's eyes go wide in shock. He starts stuttering as he sees his opponent standing boldly right there on his own ship. Nanagokin were doomed. The emergency news hits Dark Star headquarters, and Diglish slams the table in a rage. Black Star again. Send 2 motherships and blow that planet to pieces. The intelligence officer rushes over to stop him. Sir, please reconsider. This goes against the plan. His ship is way too fast, and we can't guarantee that we'll actually take him out. But Han Xiao's move has pushed this madman over the edge. Look, we have over a dozen disaster planets in our pocket. Losing one won't hurt us. Diglish seems convinced and lowers his voice. Fine, do it your way. Crushing him will still be as easy as stepping on a bug anyway. Finally, they touch down on the ground safely. Han Xiao asks, Rista, can you use their ship's system to break into the entire Dark Star central database? The AI checks the connection and updates him right away. No luck. The enemy has severed all links to the main server. This makes it pretty easy for you to reach a conclusion. Dark Star is playing it safe. Meanwhile, Bo is literally jumping for joy. Amazing work. You really live up to the legendary name of Black Star. Sir. He shakes hands enthusiastically and says, don't mention it. It was honestly just a small job for someone like me. Besides, this mission pays off big time. We just snagged 9 small strike warships. The total value easily hits several hundred NA. You Dark Star big shots better come back and visit often. Give me more chances to use this war to fund my next war. But then the guest drops a bombshell. My people will be arriving shortly to take possession of all these spoils of war. You guys worked so hard. Han Xiao completely freezes up. Wait, what? Your spoils. Since when did this become your loot? I am pretty sure I am the one who shot them down. The man just chuckles. True. But according to the Ghidorah War Disaster Relief Protocols, things work differently. Any Dark Star losses on a disaster planet are officially classified as spoils of war for us here at Ghidorah. Han Xiao snaps right back. Oh, really? So just because Ghidorah made some rules, I am supposed to just follow them? The conversation suddenly gets super tense. You guys totally abandoned Aquamarine Planet back there. In the end, I am the one who actually drove the enemy away. Batter is playing a smooth game of tug of war. It's a tactical move to pressure his rivals. My fleet locked down Darkstar's massive force. We did the heavy lifting here, putting in more work than anyone. But hold up, there is one thing you are missing. Look, I am a galactic mercenary group, not some local planetary government you can just boss around whenever you feel like it. So what gives you the right to order me around? Luckily, Nagoken shows up just in time to save the day. What is up? He starts venting immediately. Officer Nagoken, I am here for my rightful loot, as promised, but Blackstar is not playing ball. You are a high-ranking official, so you need to set Blackstar straight. Bam Batter just took a massive verbal punch from his boss. But are you an idiot? Without Blackstar, we would have just been standing there watching those Darkstar creeps escape into space. Who do you think helped us seize their command ship, huh? Not to mention that reckless stunt you pulled earlier. You ignored my orders before, and I almost handled you then. Now you're trying to trash the great relationship we have with Blackstar. Once that mess is cleared, Nagoken bows down to apologize. This was just a misunderstanding. Han Xiao just grins and nods along. Figures as much. Then he tells them to go ahead and take the loot, saying we will not get involved in it. Ghidorah never lets friends down. Getting a smooth deal done was exactly what we saw coming. Still, you've got plenty on your mind. Those salvaged scraps are going toward fixing up 9 raid ships. Over the next few days, I will merge some new blueprints and crank out a fresh batch of machines while listening to the players chatter. This warship is beyond wrecked. Honestly, we went way too hard. A new mission is live. Go recover the raid ship scraps. Let's roll out. Even with all that planning, life has a funny way of messing with you. On Andia, or the ruins of the Sprout Base to be exact, some dark, slimy sludge suddenly shoots out from a cave. Then the stuff starts twisting together, forming a body, while muttering random words like air hands and physical form. A Darkstar scout team hiding in the brush catches sight of the anomaly and loses it. Captain, the energy signature of this mutation is spiking hard. According to the manual, this means the creature has finished absorbing energy from its food and is hitting saturation. The next evolution phase is starting. The second that monster starts looking more like a human, the crew panics. The mutation evolved early, and the thing won't stop rambling on about freedom over and over again. Meanwhile, in some city center, smoke and fire are everywhere as terrified civilians scramble to escape the chaos in a total panic. Soldiers are holding the high ground, trying their best to defend the line by unloading lead into every single zombie they see. But things are looking grim. The infected crowd is just getting bigger, swarming right toward the base gates. Players who thought they were helping Blackstar are suddenly freaking out, shouting about a massive riot caused by the mutation disaster. Even refugees who took the suppressants are turning. The overall progress of the disaster is tanking. What the hell is going on? The Star C system sends an alert to Han Xiao. It looks like he has been waiting for this exact moment. Finally, those green eyes of his snap wide open.